Hey, we love that umbrella guy. All right. Thank you.
I'm calling from Los Angeles, and I'm having a little problem under the name ThATuMBRELLAgUY. I sent him my phone number at least 20 times in the chat and told him to call me. He ignored me, or I'm a man. I filed the report. If you guys could take a look at it and give me a call back, I would love to hear what you guys can do to help us. We really need to kind of stop this guy at least until Monday. I told him to call me, or I'm a man.
You know what? I talked to your mayor.
Chase dreams, I'll chase money. It's so funny, nothing you can take from me. I chase dreams, I'll chase money. I go dummy, everybody hate to love me. Why? I chase dreams, I'll chase money. It's so funny, nothing you can take from me. One deep, like sweet, like honey. I go dummy, everybody hate to love me. Population army of one. Getting masked up and rolling over snitches. Sitting them like the cruise line, baby, to throw out the E-stitches. A wrecking ball to all their scams, the grifts they sold as free. The lawyers, the lies, the fictitious is paid, blocking out the only me. How many claims are left in ruins? Oh, let us count the ways. A memorial, 20K on fencing, a fortune turned into 18K. What's the sound of two brain cells fighting for last place? If you guess the ecosystem, that's right. You got lies about money, a fortune squandered, thousands flagrantly misused. And unlike sickness, there's sadly no cure for stupid. This isn't just a mic drop, it's yet another nuke, asking what they're gonna do when their money turns to poof. The greatest truth out there, they know the truth in what I wrote. But to quote you ecosystem pals, they've already tossed you off the boat. I hope you can float, lady, because they've abandoned you. Abandoned. That's right.
They have indeed abandoned you. What's up? How's it going today, folks? I love that freaking end of that. You know, that water, the view from being knocked off the cruise.
I know.
I love that video, man. That's one of my favorite ones to like. Just the end is one of my favorite parts. Oh, today too, boy, we're gonna have some crazy stuff to talk about. I mean, it's gonna be absolutely
As Slobby would say, it's insane. It's just insane. It's totally insane. It's insane.
Oh my God. Well, you know, we're gonna show you the $20,000 build so far that's gone, because we too have a $20,000 build. We're gonna have to show you the results of our GoFundMe. Actually, maybe we should do that right now. What do you think, Megan?
I think that's a great idea.
Okay, so if you haven't heard lately, now, you know, we have a project going on right now. You know, one where we're building a privacy fence, you know, because turtles, they need privacy. And we got the I decided to share you here. First of all, Here's the lumber as it's come in. Look at all that lumber there.
That is a lot of lumber. What is that like? How much do you think
Uh-huh.
that lumber delivery costs?
By itself, I think that's probably $15,000 in lumber.
At least.
You know? Yeah. I mean, it fleeced very much. And I mean, you talk about work too. So we went out, we were trying to, like I said, this is all about privacy and protection of the turtles, right? So you can see now it is taking a
that is
very amazing.
beautiful.
Yeah, look at that. I mean, look how beautiful it's aligned in the ground.
Well, a little, sort of, but good enough.
No, perfect. You know?
No, it looks a little off to me. Did you use a level?
No, we used volunteers. You know, volunteers that get paid though. Of course, you know, they pay.
Well,
they
you
get
have
paid
to pay you have to pay your volunteers.
Yeah, well, of course. Now we've got it. Now look. Now it's we've got it set up from the fail. Now, unfortunately, our stalker has apparently been able to drive by and film over and see the turtle still. You know, that's not my fault. In fact, you can see where I concreted it into the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's perfect. I mean, look at that. That is beautiful. You know, now I'm thinking about adding some tin to the top, but unfortunately, this is $20,000 thing. In fact, if you would like to, if you'd like to reinvest in the fence again, so far, I mean, look at this right now. This is
send
obviously
fence money, folks. We're building a fence, and
Yes.
we're gonna need a lot more donations because the tin that goes on the top. I hear that Reynolds makes a really good brand, and it's very expensive. It's Reynolds.
I mean, look at the money it's taken here. Look, actual silver. Unfortunately, the stalker, like I said, can still see above the fence. You know, it's not our fault. I mean, we're working with paid volunteers. So,
can I see the rest of the property? Are the fence? Are we putting up more fence around? Do we need more lumber?
No, that's not how privacy fence works. You know, when you're putting up a privacy fence for actual privacy, you only need one layer. You understand, right?
So just the side that faces the road.
It's a privacy unifence. That's actually
it's a unifence. It's all the rage. In fact, they're even more expensive.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. It increases it. You know, because you have to have them specially made. Otherwise, like you can get that square anywhere. I mean, that's uniform. But getting like the unifence, that drives up the price. So right now, I think we're over our $56,000 point. But you know. I mean, you can see, actual gold. Look at that. Gold.
I think what we're missing, though, for privacy are some janky black tarps that we can maybe suspend from maybe metal poles sticking out from either side and like wrap a tarp. Maybe that would keep the stalker from being able to see over.
I mean,
fence.
What do you think I'm made out of money here? I mean,
Mel Klump just sent you $2 for the fence fund or whatever. You know, fence. But look, Rhea sent you fence post money too. Who said it's like the Berlin Wall?
You will notice this turtle over here, by the way, is healthy. I don't know what you all are thinking. I heard somebody say, "Is that turtle over there?" This is a breakdancing turtle.
What? I don't see any arms or legs or anything.
Well, it broke. Okay, it hasn't. After it danced, it's a break dancing turtle.
Oh,
you know.
I don't know.
It was dancing, but it broke.
It looks like it might be in distress.
Well, this one, for some reason, this one's blonde, but at least it can smell. That's why we adopted it. You know. Actually, I'm working right now on getting braids for one. So this one needs braids, like a certain person, and glasses.
Braids.
Yeah. It needs braids and glasses, and this one needs a walker.
And a bandage.
That's what we need our turtle farm. Yeah, we got to take care of our turtles here. So one of them needs a walker. We need that, and you can see as it's coming along, it's still work again. Billions. This thing will cost billions. We have to concrete this in a little bit better.
Definitely billions. Benson Rockenstone is now sending money for banners. So it just, the money just appeared for the banners. So I guess now we have to do a fundraiser for banners too.
Oh yeah. That's actually a very good idea. And when you look at them, I don't want to hear anybody saying, "Tug, did you trim that out of a hefty bag?" No, I did not. It will cost millions in banners, millions. Maybe I'm going to use those Invisalign ones. You've heard of those, right?
Inflation is a bitch, folks. I mean, everything is inflated these days. Absolutely everything.
That explains why milquetoast is so big. He's inflated too. Shit.
I shouldn't have taken a drink.
Everything's inflated these days.
Everything.
Even his teats.
I feel like something is missing, though. I feel like we're missing something.
We're missing the concrete, first of all. I didn't have enough. I was going to color it. But
yeah, you know what I think should happen with the concrete? Here's what you need. I know how to do this. You're going to get a glue gun, and you're going to glue gun the outside so that it's dripping down into the gutter, and then you're going to paint that once it dries a cement color. Perfect. That'll be perfect.
Sounds like a lot of work.
It's fun.
I'll mess up and glue it to the table.
No, you won't, because hot glue you can peel off of anything. It comes right off.
I like how, like, from the angle I got it and everything, it's the same way that when they were complaining about when they built the fence, like you can see right over it because it's not built at the right angle.
Also, K-Mat Red Queen once says wait, not K-Mat, it wasn't K-Mat. God, you guys are going so fast. Jen Sissons wants to know about the stain. Well, it's an interesting story, Jen. We spent an unbelievable amount of money on the best stain money could buy.
Yeah.
But when the truck came with the lumber, it wasn't there.
Yeah, I heard it fell off the truck.
It fell off the truck.
Now, luckily though, I mean, the pro there is there's going to be one of the slickest waterproof alligators you have ever seen somewhere out there in those swamps.
It fell off the truck, and of course we didn't call the company we bought it from and tried to get a refund for the money. No.
That's not how you do those things.
It's just a loss.
Yeah, you just write it off.
Like a $5,000 buy of stain, and that $5,000. Well, we just lost it.
You just ask for more money. That's how you do it. I mean,
right? We need stain money, folks. Send the stain money.
Yeah. Stain money, banner money. We need a trailer money too.
Tarp money.
I was thinking, somebody mentioned this, and I thought it was really funny. I do think you need like a little trailer over here being repossessed and dragged off the property.
And sound effects. We need sound effects. I think Brad fixed the soundboard. By the way.
Good.
What was the thing that was super loud the other day? Because we spent like 2 hours on this today. What was it that was really loud? I think it was it this one?
Yeah, that's better.
Isn't it better? Is it better?
Yeah, it's much lower than you. So that's good.
That's
what it needs to be. It needs to come in and be lower than you.
Yeah, we fixed them. We fixed it all. We also fixed my microphone. I should be sounding terrific tonight.
It sounds good. Sounds very good.
Great.
Somebody said we need blue tape too. Yes. Blue tape is very expensive. It is used by, and the reason blue tape is rare too is because apparently denizens in Florida are actually very scared of it. There's something about it. So you have to actually buy it. It's created by blind people. I don't know if you knew that, but only the blind can create blue tape. That's why they're not horrified by it. Mm-hmm.
Right.
So
that would make sense.
I have to buy.
Otherwise, it causes extreme fear and nausea.
Yes. So
can lead to throwing up.
Yeah, artisans in China. They're blind artisans in China. So we have to go to only the best. So I will see if I can special order some blue tape. But if it's not there, folks, we'll just have to crowdfund it for it. And remember, when I ask for this 2 weeks later, I'll be like, I didn't have a crowdfunder for this. What are you talking about?
Right. In 2 weeks, we're going to completely deny that this stream ever happened.
Yes, this wasn't real. But I loved it. I actually thought it was really fun.
We didn't ask you for popsicle stick money.
When the wood came in, I thought it was fun. I was like, man, this actually reminds me of when they got their lumber and they stacked it up. I thought about taking it out in the yard and stack it in the yard.
You should have. You know what else? Actually,
when
you display this thing, you need to put a stack of it next to the property. You need to put a stack of it somewhere, like just next to it, just laying out. You should warp some of it first, though, like soak some
I
in
need to
some
get
water.
2 miniature doll toilets. Oh my
Oh,
God. I just
man.
need them. And I'm going to that's what, God, I'm going to have to start taking notes for this, because this project has become a lot of fun. Look at all that. So we have 30 silver balls. Again, the silver right there, because again, selling people out for 30 pieces of silver. I think that's fair. You can see the red ball. Again, this is blurry because it wasn't focused on that, but
that represents poor Stark.
Yes, that is, you get blood on your hands, who cares? Just gobble it up, who cares? We have the get rich quicks. You see the 3, that's it, Lynette's PO. That's Lynette's to state that she dropped, trespass 5 in the thumbnail. And then we have, I'm working on the, they're the black balls. I call one the fleeceable. This one is the, this one is the Bruce, and we'll go from there. We're just going to have one that represents every one of them, because
excellent.
Yes, you need representation. And I had a few extra ones. I was like, what am I going to do with these? So
oh no, Rosalind, are you in the chat? It's ball talk. We're now on ball talk. Alert the girls. It's ball talk.
It's amazing, though, folks. Like I said, do termites come free with the weathered wood? Well, as you notice, we might have left a little out in the right. You can see, actually, I did put a little extra glue on the outside to give it a weathered look. But I was going to color the bottom, like I said, just gray, because of the, if you've looked at the real fence, you'll see what I'm talking about. I mean, all they did is they just poured concrete all over the ground. It looks beautiful. Looks very beautiful. But that's a $20,000 fence, folks. $20,000. Yeah. So, by the way, only me if you're out there. We need another $56,000. I thought this would be enough. In fact, when I saw the first donation for the fence, I almost cried. I was like, oh, it's so good. And then somebody mentioned like having a play area for the turtles, and I was like, what play area? Have you seen, by the way, they are again very heavily denying the play area ever existed. They said the kid already has a fenced-in play area. Why would they need another one?
Maybe because someone gave you a bunch of money to build one.
Exactly.
or make it nicer.
Oh my God. I like how I'm commenting on all this stuff too. Look how you don't hear my keys typing, yet I'm posting. Now somebody asked in the beginning.
I know it's weird. You got one of those silent keyboards.
No, it's psychic right there. It's a psychic resonance. I actually can type it out. Now somebody asked earlier if I would explain the police call at the very beginning, the guy calling. Now, some people may not know that story. I'll tell it quickly, okay? There's a guy named Richard Albertini. He is crazy. And during the Depp Heard trial, he called multiple police departments about myself, Johnny Depp, and well, let me see. I'm trying to think. There were 4 people that he called on. He called on Paul Varese, myself, Johnny Depp, somebody else he added in there, and I can't remember. It'll come to me later. But regardless, he called those, the FBI and more, and that was a call that was made. I chopped it up into pieces because I was making fun of him at the time. But that's him calling my local police department. He's talking about me. So.
Oh, yeah. It's the most hilarious thing ever. He was calling 911 to tell them they needed to stop him from speaking till at least Monday.
Yeah, because they were going to move against me on Monday. Now, Monday came and went, and I'm still waiting on it. I don't know which. He never said which Monday, mind you. So maybe that's in like 2043.
My favorite part is the 911 operator going, oh, okay.
Oh my God. You want to see something funny today, by the way? You want to see a really funny happenstance? So you remember last night we talked about Lynette Preston, and we talked about her auto revocation. Now, I'll pull this up just in case people missed it. If you did miss it, shame on you. You should have watched the show last night. It was good. It was actually very funny. But this is talking about her 501c3. It is, again, this is 100% legit, by the way. I have myself looked it up too, just to make sure. Like again, you can see where it was posted, but I looked it up myself. I actually linked to it and everything. But on the auto revocation, it notes like organizations, federal tax exempt status are automatically revoked for not filing a Form 990 series return or notice for 3 consecutive years. So, that, I mean, again, this is on the IRS's site. Now, Lynette last night decided that she was going to, again, put us all in our place. And this is going to be really funny the way this turns out. So from last night, I'm going to show you last night's and then tonight's because I want you to see it all. So last night she was like, look here, 2 different views. My 501c3 is in good standing. My USDA paperwork will be in next week with all tax forms I need to fill out. That'll be done, blah, 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 blah. Don't worship a false prophet. Oh, my God. And now it's funny because she had to be watching us last night because this came up within minutes of us bringing it up, you know, but you can see her bringing it up. Well, okay. So today she decided to follow this up a couple of hours ago by saying, and I'm going to quote this. I don't want to get it wrong. If in fact I did lose my 501c3, there is a grace period and I'll get it right back. Now, here's the issue. The auto revocation means that for 3 years you didn't do something. So
wow,
it's not like, whoopsie, I forgot to put in a paper a minute ago. 3 years, you know, 3 freaking years. But then we get to some very interesting disclosures, which well, let's read these and then we'll decipher. Okay. In that case, John sells his things and I sell mine. Are you going to call some of the stuff you're selling John's things to try to get around bankruptcy? Is that what I'm hearing?
Which is weird because just a few days ago, she said it was her things, her gemstones. Remember the gemstones?
Well, she said
she said they were Harley's and, you know, she could buy those and that was fine. And now she can sell them. That's fine. She said they were hers.
And I myself was, as I said publicly yesterday, I had thought about buying something for a reason. I have a specific reason for doing that. But the more I thought about it last night, I was like, John Cook might touch my stuff. Gross. No, I don't want that. I actually don't want that in my home. You know, no telling what nasty ass thing these people might try to do and try to send to me. So I actually don't want that. In fact, I rescind my offer. You know, that I very much was going to pick that up, but I just don't trust them in good faith not to send me some jacked up mess. You know,
true.
Yeah, but
unidentified white powder.
No, unidentified, like you'd be like, well, what is that on there? Did somebody rub it on their bandages or what? No. Yes, very gross. By the way, on a good front too, somebody emailed me and mentioned little resin turtles. Now, for some reason, I cannot mail you back. It keeps returning to me, but those are cool. You know, if you want to make some little resin turtle, those would be awesome. They would be awesome to feature in. Now, one of them may be upside down. I'm just going to tell you though, but they would be very fun to feature in my build. So if you're down with that, I'm totally down with it. But yes, if I have not responded to that, apparently I've, that may be on my side, by the way, because, you know, I live in the boonies. And I visit the real boonies. You know, I live in like a decent little area in the boonies, but sometimes I visit the boonies. So that might be what happened. But anyway, she says, John sells his things, I sell mine, and we just do what we need to do. It's not a catastrophe at all. Well, it's not. It's a catastrophe. It's messed up. You have animals, and you're not even doing the base necessity work. And wouldn't now be the time that you would want to have all this stuff in order? You know, when you're facing bankruptcy courts and you're selling off shit and stuff. Oh my God, this is almost like comedy some days. You know, like how is this real? I now have the time back and the desire to keep this going, and we will no worries. Aren't you disabled? Like how are you? If you've got the time to work and stuff, then I'm kind of confused by that. You know, again, I'm not saying that people don't have problems and they can't do other things. I'm just saying that's kind of a weird note. She noted last night, too, that she was heading to the IRS. I'm wondering if she found something, because last night, this was actually in the middle of those two posts. She posted, I'm heading to the IRS this afternoon, so no worries. We have to go out to town, so I might as well speak to them, make sure all is well. And then later we're like, we get the, well, if it was. I think she found out things are not going as oh my God, this shit is like a comedy routine. Lynette, you should make a comedy pose.
She's so unintentionally funny.
Oh, she said she would not come on our show, by the way. That's sad. Aren't you sad?
I am. I was looking forward to it, but also, she doesn't have to. It doesn't have to be a spectacle. The offer to help still stands. If you want to get your money back from Lisa, we can, talk privately about how to do it. I
actually think that if she will not go and try to get her money back, then that is that speaks volumes about what's been happening. Absolutely.
Yeah, I really don't understand why she's committed to not saying a bad word about Felisa. She's like, I just won't say anything bad about her at all. I love her, and I just don't understand why this is happening. And to me, it's like, lady, we know this is not your MO. So
real.
Could you just stop pretending? Like, why are you covering for her? And she's going full bore after you.
Oh,
I mean, she's calling you stupid, crazy. She's called you crazy. She's setting you up for a 5150. I mean,
she said she worries about the child, and so do legal authorities. I wonder, is that a hidden message in some way? The only thing that can make me think that these people, they're not smart enough to have 18,000 reasons to hold off, in my opinion. I mean, they would have them, but I don't think that they would go this route, because they have plenty of police. This is the first time she could actually win with the police coming out. She could report this and do something about it. So it's not that. So I wonder, what could it be? Well, these people had access to her cameras for months. They had her on the phone. They were at her home. Do they have something on you, Lynette?
It sure feels that way.
I'm not saying they do. I'm just saying that does feel that way. Something's wrong there. I mean, again,
it feels like they have something nuclear.
Yeah, because her plan.
Because why can Felisa say whatever she wants about her, and she is not responding? That's just not like her. We've known Lynette now. I feel like I know her pretty well.
I definitely know her personality type for sure. So the whole thing. Now, I mean, she is talking some smack about what happened here, but her trying to pretend, again, she's saying, well, Lisa, she wouldn't give us any of the money that we raised or everything, but I'm not trying to say anything bad there. Am I? What? That doesn't make any sense. So here's where she mentions for us, and it's a little of a post, but it's worth it. So somebody asked here, why is Lisa so aggressively against buying the permit? Doesn't make sense. Now, that's a good question, right? Why is she against that? Let me get her. So the answer was, that is the only problem we have. I don't think that's the only problem you have, by the way. I think you have minimum, again, one donor. I think you have 56,000 little problems,
Mm-hmm.
But I think there's more. I wonder, too, again, I would like to know about other people and money. Do you know the money was used for something else? I mean, she's also been, here's the other thing that really makes me wonder. She's been very keen on adopting this 18K. Now, we've talked about, again, what's been noted publicly as expenditures. And just off the $56,000, I believe you're about $22,000 short. Oh, by the way, we were talking about this, and Rosalind, wasn't Rosalind made that video about the PayPal fees?
Oh my gosh, yes. That was amazing.
Yes, very good video. Because, 2L has been saying that 40% of the money that went through PayPal was spent on fees. 40%, which is bull and sheet. That is not correct. PayPal, they cap under 3%. I know I use PayPal quite a bit, but also PayPal now, they used to, depending on when it was sent, I would have to look at the specific rule then, but they may have even had a cap out on how much money could have been taken. So even with the 3%, they may have taken far less than 3%. Sometimes like a service will cap out at 50 or $100, but they also have a little feature called friends and family. Now, I would like David the donor to specify if he sent this friends and family. The reason for that is because there would be no fees, none at all. They would take nothing. So that would be one hell of a middle finger. At best, again, 3%, you're talking again, $3 per 100. Okay. Again, you figure that up. You lost a few. Let's knock off. We'll be real nice and say every penny, depending on what they made, we'll talk off $3,000. Well, man, because I think they got close to their six figures, if not more, to be honest. So best case scenario, they lost. Well, where'd the rest of the money go? Even with David the donor, I mean, if we were doing 3%, we're not knocking off $2,000 of that. That doesn't account for $22,000. So I mean, it's so bizarre. So yeah, I mean, when they mention like that's the only problem, no, there's enough. But listen to that. I mean, we begged and begged and begged after Christmas to get the framing done. We begged and begged and begged. That framing is not about the permit, by the way, right? I mean, the framing, it's more than just the permit. They have to have the permit, but then they'd have to have the money to do it. So if we could get the framing done, we could continue with the next permit. We wouldn't lose it, but it never get done. So again, that's the framing, not the permit. So we haven't been told by Lisa that we found a crew to do it. Or rather, that's terribly written. We haven't been told by Lisa that we found a crew to do it. And she said, no. I think it's supposed to be we found a crew. We told her. And she said, no. We found a construction company. Said he would help us in different ways. She said no. Then after we lost the permit, I was waiting for her to pay the engineer so we get the permit reinstated. It was a let's just say a lifeline given to us by Levy County. She hired an engineer. We could get the permit back. She didn't do it. We ended up losing the permit. That sucked because that took away a lot of things that now we have to fight to keep. But I told her, God, it's a mess, that I was going to put an ad out for another crew. I knew that we could get another crew of people that would come in. What? I don't
You
hire
would put
a
in,
bunch-
wait a minute, you would put an ad out for a crew? That's not how this works. You don't put in, you just hire a crew, like you call a contractor.
You need people that know what they're doing. You don't bring in
put an ad out. What, like on Craigslist? What are we talking about?
There was here's a cautionary tale. Okay, so there were I was talking to a friend of mine when I was getting trees cut back. I talked about that a while back, and I wanted to know if there was a better option than spending thousands of dollars, because it's expensive. And he said, well, one of his friends had hired two, he used the words rednecks. Yeah, they were really cheap to hire, but unfortunately, the hit to his insurance for his home, it was not worth hiring them, because when these two bozos got up in the tree, one of them accidentally hit the other one with a chainsaw.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they had both gotten up in the tree somehow, and they were cutting away something. And when part of the tree fell, the guy with the chainsaw ended up slipping and moving and hit the other one with the chainsaw.
Oh God, did he live?
Yeah, he lived, but it was apparently pretty bad. And, of course, that's going to hit you in the homeowners and everything else. So that's a cautionary tale about you get what you pay for. So if you hire people for framing and they're just random people, you're not going to get good framing. I'm just going to go with that. Oh man, but There's lots of people looking for work. And again, yeah, she's talking about just random people.
Just
Lots of
random people. You know what? With her track record, she would hire crackheads.
Crackheads, yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
thinking. But
Huffers and crackheads.
Lisa told her no. Now, out of that one, I might say no too. I would agree with that. But again,
Yeah, I'm
it wouldn't
agreeing.
be there.
I'm agreeing with the no on the randos. Mhm.
Yeah. And
But I don't understand why she was told no for a permit. That I don't
yeah,
get.
or an engineer, a real
Yeah,
engineer,
I don't
or a
get that.
construction company. No, I get it because the money's not there anymore. That if I did that, she was out.
Wait, somebody
She's
just
out.
said, wrap up the injury with blue tape and everything's fine.
That's true, man. You know, the insurance adjusters won't be able to look at it, so they'll be like, "Oh, we'll just pay.
We
We'll
can't
just
get that
pay."
tape off.
Oh my God, I'm gonna use that for home defense. I'm gonna start putting that on my windows and stuff. Nobody want to break in, you know. They'll be like,
I'm stocking up for the apocalypse. I'm telling you, that blue tape, you got to have it.
Oh yeah, that's how you get zombies from biting you.
Yes, you just
Like,
wrap your neck in
like,
it.
"Oh."
Yeah.
Who knew The Walking Dead could be thwarted off? Here, Rick, catch this tape.
Rick, get the tape.
Oh my God, that's how
Fortifying the fortress with it, going around the fencing
That's how it
with
should
the
have
blue
ended
tape.
the show. Oh my God, that would be amazing.
And
They,
then
like,
when the
hold up in
zombies try
Florida.
to get the tape down, they get terribly injured by the tape.
They just break down emotionally and start throwing up and crying. But you can't catch them on camera doing that, though. Of course, you know. You're like, for some reason, I know they're breaking it down, but we can't catch them on camera. What is this? It's a weird side effect of it. But I digress. I wonder this.
I'm sorry,
though.
but that body cam footage was some of the
Oh, it's
funniest
amazing. Yeah.
that I've ever seen.
It's
Because
amazing.
it's almost like a well-scripted comedy.
We
I mean,
haven't-
you couldn't have written this script as a Hollywood producer.
No.
You couldn't have written this better than it was. I mean, this was the cops knew what was happening.
Mhm.
The kid knows what's happening. Robbie knows what's happening, and everybody
And now
knows
the
it only
judge
ends
knows
one
what's
way.
happening.
Right.
The judge knows. See, if Robbie wouldn't have called the police and had them do all of this stuff, then there would have been no visual record. It would have been a lot of he said, you know. And how does that go? Well, I mean, that still can go your way, but it's better to have a visual record. So Robbie
that's so
provided the
funny.
visual record. I mean,
I just loved that when they were facing down the inevitability of having to touch the thing to get in the house. And everybody knew what was coming. They all knew this was completion of service. The cops
Yep.
knew it. They said it. The kid knew it. Robbie knew it. And it was just epic watching it just unfold that way. And by the way, there is an order out today about that. We're gonna read that later?
We're doing
Okay,
that.
cool.
Yeah. We're going to talk about the order. That is the primary thing on there because the judge is a wrecking ball to them. Absolutely. That is. I think tomorrow, I'm not sure what I'll cover tomorrow. There's two things that have been left up in the air. I want to read, I know I'm going to hit it this weekend sometime, but I want to read the bankruptcy filing that Jeremy Hale.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't read that on the air yet.
Yeah.
I'm falling behind again. It's
we still haven't caught up.
ridiculous.
we
We
have
still
a
haven't
weekly
finished
transcript.
Shara's deposition.
Well, I mean, one day we'll catch up or we won't. You know?
No, we have to because every time we read it, we find like diamonds in there.
Shara, by
have
the way,
to.
has been a great source. That stuff that she put up with those body cam, you know. And again, anybody they'll eventually get, but Shara just dropped that without any. There was no muss, no fuss. She just was like, "Yep, here you go." You know.
Yeah, it was great. I
Now
like the way
explain to
she
me.
does things.
On this though, explain to me, what does this mean? She's out. Like she can't just pull up her stakes and walk away. So we're being told over and over again by Lynette that Lisa threatened to walk away over and over. Okay, well she can't walk away with the money, but she seems to, you know, that's the threat. And did you catch, by the way? I don't know if everybody out there maybe didn't catch this because it happened in their little eco verse. Did you catch them doxing a lady and her 13-year-old minor? I don't know if everybody caught that. That was pretty.
That was
gross.
terrible. And apparently, and I haven't heard it because I was not listening, But apparently there was a lot of trying to get out of that and excusing herself from having excuses for doing it. I haven't heard the excuses yet, but that's what I was told. And if she is trying to excuse that away, I'm sorry, there is no excuse.
The lady
None.
she did that to needs to contact the police because she
Yeah.
lies. Remember when they said the website, the Polymop website wasn't theirs? Remember when they put up the picture with Randy? That was like,
Yep.
you can't prove that's us. Okay, well, she proved it's hers. She
Yep.
absolutely did. Now, it was already hers. We knew that, but they tried to play the whole, you can't prove anything. Well, they admitted it. So good job with that. But yeah, and regardless, even if they had a reason, it's interesting that 13-year-old, that's a big no-no. That's a problem. It becomes a real problem. And these people trying to say anything negative about other people, are you kidding me?
Mhm.
The people that right now are blamed with ghosting how much money? I swear.
We don't even know. We don't even know how much money.
We have no
I think
idea.
it's more than we think.
Oh yeah. It's going to be, I think it's a big number. I think the offense that they try to take with the big number, I think it tells you it's even bigger number. Oh my God, my fence here, by the way, I hit it with something. Did you hear that? And it stood up to it. It's because of that amazing $20,000 construction. I told you.
It's really good construction. I
is.
mean, our
You could
paid
see it.
volunteers, the paid volunteers are professionals.
Yeah. Now, when we say paid volunteers, by the way, as a disclaimer, I mean myself. Yeah. So let me know that. Yeah.
Well, I helped. I directed a little.
Yeah. Well, that's why you get then don't pay. Yes.
I told you where to put things.
I was afraid the kids would glue their hands to the table or something. So I was like, yeah.
With the cheap super glue.
It's weird. You can tell something's off with your super glue. So I was looking for, again, it's super glue. It's going to work, but weirdly enough, this super glue, it's like miracle glue. It glues better than Gorilla Glue. It's called Quick Start. It's some kind of cheap off brand, but it's so cheap that when I went and I bought one tube of it, the company was so shocked they sent me a whole box. So I now have 60 containers of it. Yeah,
that's really funny.
50 containers. It's a quantity box. I was like, oh look, $5, for this little super glue, or less. Maybe it's $3. It's like, yeah, I bought it way back. I was like, that ain't bad, and I got it. I was like, man, that's a big box for one little tube of super glue.
Well, now you'll never run out,
Yeah.
and maybe that's how some of the material buying went. Maybe they thought they were buying just a few panels and then they got enough for 20 fences. Maybe that's why it was a $20,000 fence.
Did I ever tell you about the Epsom salt thing? So I told you I used to get free stuff from Amazon back in the day, right?
Right.
So this company was like, hey, they had a foot soak, right? And they wanted to put Epsom salt with it, like it says one bag of it. I was like, cool, one bag of Epsom salt stuff. Yeah, of course I'll take that, right? That'd be nice. So I get this box. I mean, it is a monster size box. I'm talking like 3 feet freaking tall box that comes. Wow. When I open it up, it's just filled with bags of Epsom salt.
Wow.
They sent me so much. I started giving it away I was like, hey, you want some Epsom salt? Which is the weirdest thing, by the way,
Well, no, you know what I just found out about Epsom salts? We've all been using it wrong. Apparently, you're supposed to put 5 pounds to 1 tub of water.
That sounds like a lot of Epsom salt.
It is. It's a lot. 5 pounds. That's basically the size of the bag you would buy at the grocery store. So, we usually throw a couple cups in. Yeah. You're actually supposed to use the whole bag to get all the, so there's this like natural store out by me. They sell it by the 20-pound bag out there. Like people buy, because apparently, 5 pounds to a tub.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
I said this sounds like one of those jokes I would play on you later on. You'd be like,
no, it's really
tried out your Epsom salt and I floated on top of the water, tug. You're like, no.
Apparently, it's just that's how it works the best for sore muscles and stuff. Is 5 pounds in 1 tub of water.
I'm just like I said, that almost sounds like a troll I would do to you. I'd be like, you know,
Maybe they meant for you to put like one entire bag of that in the foot soaking thing.
who knows, man? Like, you know, that's what those life hack videos, you know, they come out every now and then. Some of them you're like, this is so dumb. And some of them are like, wow, that's really what that was for. I never realized. So I can't see that. But she said that Lisa would be out. So I honored her wishes. I didn't do it. And now we're paying for it. Then it started to be said that I was saying things about her, which I did not. I've never cut Lisa down. I wanted Lisa and Tori and all of us to be friends. You can't be friends with those people. Well, I don't know. I don't know anything about Tori. Like, I have no idea about that person.
I know way too much about her. I know things about her that I never want to know about anybody else in the history of ever.
Yeah. I mean, you know, I mean, as long as you're consenting adults, I may laugh at what you do, you know, walking people around in a dog mask and stuff. That's a little bizarre to me. So I may laugh about it, but hey, you're an adult. You know,
it's very funny.
Yeah, if you want to ride around in a loofah-mobile and be like, I got the code, well, yeah, I'm going to laugh at you.
Yeah, but if you don't want to be laughed at, you should probably just keep those things to your private life and not post them publicly.
Yeah. But want to be friends. I hoped we could do fun things together. I hoped Harley would have aunties and the whole new village of people to be surrounded. This is a weapon right here, by the way. This is one of her weapons, you know, always the kid. You know, and again, these people she's aiming at, not taking up for them, but instead of working with us as a team, it ended up the other way. People can see there's nothing out there that I put out negatively about it. Well, right now,
can I point out also the child has aunties. Yeah, she has them. And you've cut them out of her life, even though they were doing, you know, I love these people who say the aunties didn't know her at all, had no relationship with her. That's their line. That is false. I have Facebook posts of her talking to them on Facebook, talking about the FaceTime calls that they have with her. They had been doing FaceTime calls with the family. It's absolute garbage that they've never met her, don't know her, didn't have a relationship with her. It's Lynette who cut them out of her life.
I want to understand why no one in the ecosystem has stood up to the travesty that is this mess. Again, they've all decided, they all fall in line. It's really funny. They spend all this time telling us that she was the greatest. In fact, I remember Preston having her child yell "Super Dave" at a guy that was sitting across the street, you know, and them all like applauding. Yay! Now, do I hear that voice talking about, hey, it's wrong how they've ostracized her? No, absolutely not. It's become, when 2L speaks, they all fall into line. It's amazing. Mm-hmm. That's what family is, apparently. Family, as they like to say. Ah, so weird, man. She was the greatest until. The only thing I've done is told the truth, and no one is going to need to bash her. I'm not going on tucking Megan. I think it's supposed to be Tug and Megan.
I don't want her tucking anything around or on me. Don't tuck me. Megan. Tuck off.
You know what's funny, though? Look, right there proves that we did invite you on the show. We have always. We did not invite Bruce because Bruce is not welcome. He's still not welcome. And, of course, Fats and the gang, they're not welcome. But we did invite her. We did. So this whole idea that we have tried to deny her a voice, they need to throw that away. We have allowed, we have allowed her invitation. We told her that, again, I would ask her questions and you would ask her questions, but we would not be hostile about it. We would like, I don't think, I can't say I've never been hostile to a person online before and as a guest, but they were hostile. So that's it. But I would not be hostile for the sake of hostility. I would actually want answers with some things. And if she thinks she can provide answers, cool. But we're not also idiots that haven't ever heard of any of this stuff. We've done a lot of research, so the excuse is there. But okay, I'm not going to bash Lisa. I'm not going to do it. Aren't you, by the way, bashing when you're talking about her walking away with all your money. Isn't that it? But you want to play the good guy still. And she's bashing you for sure. But I am going to be.
She did call her, and Lynette did call her a liar. She said there
Yeah.
were lies being told about her, but she didn't actually say Lisa's a liar the way Lisa said it about her.
Yeah, well, she brought up your kid and everything else. She went to that. So if these people are such good people, doesn't that mean they're telling the truth? Are you telling me that they're telling the truth about you, Lynette? I'm confused. But I'm going to be honest, even to a fault against me or anyone else. I tell the truth. I will continue to do so. I love Lisa. Yeah, well, that's not true for either of you. This grosses me out. I love them. No, you don't. No, you don't. I don't know why this is happening, because they kept your money, because you all are scammers, all of you. I don't know what the problem is. I'm sick in my heart about all of it, and now I just got to do what I got to do, and I'm doing it. I've got an engineer coming on Thursday. I got people coming. Yeah, let's hear about it. I got people coming to look at things to do. We're doing, how, by the way, are you going to pay these people? How are you going to pay your engineer? I'm curious about that. The $2,500, where's the money coming from? We're doing what we have to do. That's all we can do. Work the flea market to feed the tortoises, sell the jewelry, whatever I can help us out. Again, I can help us. See, they play the tortoise game. Again, I'm selling to help them, but then they bring themselves in. Like, these are all so dumb. And we have to cover a lot of things, and it's going to be way more expensive. A new law passed that we didn't know about. So because we lost our permit, it's no longer active. The law comes into effect against us, so we cannot use our blueprints. I heard, by the way, this is something I heard. They can disprove this, but I heard that the blueprints that they keep referring to, they're not blueprints. Like, when you think about somebody coming out and making blueprints, it's more like out of the box blueprints. You know, like you get a house and you get some out of the box blueprint telling you how to put everything up. That's the kind of blueprints I heard that they got.
Yeah.
Not somebody hired. So
yeah, and then if it's true that she did want to change things or build a loft or something, she would have to have new blueprints. You can't just add stuff without blueprints.
But she's saying now we got to have new ones. Now they're going to be expensive. So I'm going to have either the same lady or someone else make up new plans. I'm going to have to submit them to the third party. Where's all this money going to come from? Or someone else? Where do you think it's coming from, lady? Because they haven't come off any money. They wouldn't give you a dime to do anything else. But she's like, I'm going to get a permit. You said that was $2,500. Blueprints. You're going to hire a crew and have them come out. How are you going to do all this shit? You know? It's going to be way more expensive. So we got to do what we got to do to make money. And I'm also going to rehome a couple of tortoises with a fee. You notice that? With a fee. So somebody asked about rehoming the tortoises. Again, these are things that this woman cannot afford. They are also part of a 501c3. So they have been doing this under the auspices of charity. And yet now they're saying that they're going to rehome them, but they're going to redo it with a fee. Like that seems sketchy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
If they were your personal pet.
Well, this is like how the pounds do it.
Yeah.
You know, they make you pay a fee to adopt a dog or whatever because they say that they have to make sure that you're serious.
This lady's going to kill these tortoises if she doesn't fucking get somebody to take care of them. That's the problem here. And God knows. I'm really
surprised there are any still alive.
I'm sure that they've had loss, you know. I mean, we've seen pictures there. Again, she's never. Why don't you publicly address that, by the way? Why do you have tortoises on their backs? Why do you have bald chickens? Why don't you address that? That's really like weird and gross, you know. I mean,
yeah, she should rehome the tortoises at a vet because they're going to need antibiotics most likely.
So I saw somebody offer to rehome them. They told her, yeah, you know, I would do that. And again, I can't remember who it is, but it was somebody publicly that did it, you know. And she said, "Oh yeah, I'll make contact or whatever." But God, man, I just that's awful, that somebody's going to have to go out. They're going to have to get them checked out because God knows what kind of condition they're in. They're going to have to invest. Remember that, like when anybody does it. And again, I am not trying to discourage that in any way, shape, or form. I think those turtles that I love turtles myself. I know the meme there. I love turtles, but I do. I've had plenty. I've saved turtles before. I've never saved a tortoise, but I've never never really had a place where those wander around anywhere. But we've saved like yellow bellies and all kinds of ones. Oh, the stuff she let them through. But anyway, we wanted the tortoises to know they always have a safe, loved home. But we probably can't maintain that right now. I need to bring some money in for the winter.
Oh God, here we go.
It's the winter. It's gonna be cold. We need some heaters for us because we're old. We got a baby that doesn't have a bed, and we're living in a shed. Yeah, sad. Can somebody
sad.
Use Sarah McLachlan? That's what we need. Yeah.
In the arms of Lynette Alexis Lacey Michelle.
In the arms of Otter Creek Elvis.
Far away from everything civilized.
I want to see her sing this Sarah McLachlan. In the arms of an angel.
There's a fence built with love.
Fins. Oh my God. It's filled with something, all right. Oh my God. These are amazing. There's more. We will read through some of these this weekend too. But I just want to give people like a notice of that. Now I do want to pull up that new document. What a mess, man.
Somebody in the chat goes, Megan sings. Bingo. I'm so not used to this microphone sounding actually good in my ears that I'm like afraid to speak I normally do.
It sounds good. It sounds like crisp and right.
Yeah, but I'm afraid that if I speak up, it's going to be too loud because it's so loud. It's so nice and loud in my ears that I can like talk like this.
Like where you
and
make
I still
jokes
hear
and stuff, it hasn't gotten loud. So
that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
I think Brad fixed it. Brad's the man.
Good job, Brad. Thank you. Thank you from all of us, earbud wearers and earphone wearers. We thank you very much.
Brad is the man. You're the man, Brad. Thank you.
We got a wonderful order today. Now this is about Mr. Keezy's motion to quash service. Now this is a kind of interesting one too. I thought it was. What did you think about this, Meg?
What I think this is brilliant. This is my favorite thing since the motion to show cause for why Bruce shouldn't be booted the fuck out of Florida. This is my favorite order since then. That's how good this order is. This is almost as good as the order that the judge wrote when he was like, "You're all acting like children. You will show up and bring your checkbooks."
This is, I'm like, man, and this is before we knew about all the footage out there. Now we have that. And what's funny is Keezy knows that this is out there too. Like, unfortunately, he brought them on himself. So
yeah, the judge hasn't even seen that footage yet. Keep that in mind.
Yeah,
and I'm sure that he will.
God, of course, yeah. That footage is something else. Like those cops do. Holy crap. So, before the court is defendant Robert Keezy's motion to quash service, or in the alternative, a motion to extend time. Now, plaintiff, of course, they oppose. Anybody keeping score, by the way? We are up to over 100 documents in Fed 2, and we haven't done anything.
I'm sure Belitho loves that.
Yeah. He loves his documents. He does. And we haven't moved in this at all. We're still at the service part of this, So, strap in for the long haul, The motion, it's going to be denied in part and granted in part. Detail. All right. So, defendant Keezy argues that service was improper because, number one, personal service is required. Number 2, leaving papers on a gate is not valid service. Number 3, the process service affidavit is false. And number 4, that affidavit is amazing, by the way. Plaintiffs have abused the judicial process in delaying service. Now, plaintiffs, of course, they respond to that. That was a good response to that service was
I actually
proper.
haven't read that response yet.
Oh, Lord, it's good.
I need
That's
to.
what-
Did you read it on stream?
No. I need to go through all of that. Like I said, all of that. I want to go through all of that together. We really do need to set aside time. Now we have orders and everything to go with it, the video. We need to take a couple of streams.
And if anybody was wondering why I have my court prognosticator icon up, this is why. I just made a video a couple days ago. It is an epic video. It's on my channel. Go watch it. Called "YouTuber Uses Kid to Dodge Service of Federal Lawsuit." And in it, I said, there is no way that this is not perfect service. There is no way that the judge is going to look at this and go, yeah, you got to try again.
No, it's good.
And I'm just saying, my record is pretty darn good at this point.
Well, a lot of this stuff too. We'll talk about it after we get here. I want to note a couple of things with it, but when we get there, it'll come into play. So we have the 4 again, and plaintiffs, of course, they say, yeah, it was proper because he's been evading. Now, under Rule 4E, individual defendants may be served by the following state service laws or by delivering a copy of the summons and of the, do you want to read here?
Of the complaint to the individual personally, leaving a copy of each at the individual's dwelling or usual place of abode with someone of suitable age and discretion who resides there, or delivering a copy of each to an agent authorized to receive service of process. Despite these requirements, a method known as drop service is proper if a party being served attempts to avoid service and the process server leaves the papers at a place from which such person can easily retrieve them and takes reasonable steps to call such delivery to the attention of the person to be served. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah,
I thought they said this is not something that's legal. He can't do that. He can't just tape it to the fence. Well,
if you can't avoid it, like with the way he did it, where you can't avoid it by coming on the property, that's not only. I mean, that's the perfect example of this. You know?
And the sheriffs had just notified him, and it's on record. Like earlier in the day, they called him and told him this man is a process server and he's trying to serve you with federal court papers. He was notified lawfully by the sheriff. So that counts. It counts. That's why this was perfect service. I'm telling you, it's amazing. And sorry, go ahead.
No, you're fine. I'm just saying it's dumb because again, I very much believe that he tried to evade by using people that are attached to him, his life in the sheriff's department. I believe he thought that would work out because he doesn't understand how service works. And it didn't just backfire. I mean, it was like a nuke went off. It
was so stupid. Imagine he could have avoided all of this by just taking the papers. Have a nice day. Thank you. Like, this is so dumb. He was never going to get out of this by not being served. It was going to happen. And the court will not require a plaintiff to expend limitless resources in order to effect service upon a defendant who has actual notice of a suit and who intentionally evades service. Well, I can think of at least 2 other people who think that they can do this.
Dave, I mean,
Paint Chips, Paint Chips, by the way, who is posting videos on social media laughing about how he is evading service.
Yeah. And well, Dave did the same thing. He's laughed about it and said that he knows it's coming. And like, again, you know people have been trying to serve you. You have noted it. Like since they've already done this, let's just say this. If you're evading service, one of the things you need to do is shut the fuck up. Pretend that you know nothing. But they didn't. They already did that. Now, of course,
They're
also
literally
heard,
broadcasting it.
No, we didn't just hear that. We heard this wonderful thing, which I don't think that, by the way, I don't think that Chubbs has the balls to do, but we'll see. You know, I think he's too much of a coward to do it. But he says he's going to write the court and he's going to tell them the Germans are mean, you know.
And then he's causing me depression and anxiety because he's trying to serve me. He's trying to serve me legally.
I don't think you have the stones to put that in. We'll see, though. We will absolutely see. I'll give it a couple of days. Maybe you mailed it. Maybe I'm wrong. But they talked about that on one of the shows. They actually read.
Yeah, I have a policy when it comes to them. I don't give their shit any time of day until it ends up on the docket.
Yeah.
Because they have a bad habit of lying about what they're filing, like the handwriting expert thing.
That was
all a joke.
Yeah, that's where they lost any good faith with me at all. Again, I understand. Sometimes people don't understand something. They make a mistake. Fine. These people didn't make a mistake. They lied. They 100% lied. They lied to the public. You know, they were embarrassed. And we waited for weeks too, because we knew. Well, when we looked at those documents, that one, we were like, oh my God, should we tell them now? No, we can't. We need them to file it in the court. Yeah, that was what we kept talking about. We were like, oh my God, do you think they'll really file this? And we gave it plenty of time, you know, and people kept asking us, like, why aren't you talking about it? Because we were giving them time to do it.
To actually file it. And they lied. They said they were going to file it and they never did. So I give them no credibility whatsoever when they say, oh, this is going into court, until I see it actually hit the docket.
It's so funny. RBF said Dave tagged the FBI on Twitter.
What?
Oh my God. FBI. Someone's trying to serve me.
Well, you know, Felice's Cricket, who has the Twitter account, I have bad news. The Felice's Cricket tweeted out yesterday that Felice also tried swatting him.
Oh no. Oh,
yeah.
Poor dude. Are you okay?
Yeah, the Cricket escaped, but there has been a swatting attempt on the Cricket's life. So just keep Cricket keep Felice's Cricket in your prayers.
Your prayers. Shit. Oh, in the arms. No, wait a minute. Oh my God.
Look, this is an animal loving show. We love all animals here, including insects and crickets of all kinds. You know, just because they're loud and they interrupt live streams doesn't mean they don't matter. All crickets' lives matter.
We do not believe in swatting. Swatting is bad.
Very anti-swatting.
I have scenes from the apocalypse right now. Ladies and gentlemen, something is breaking off in Florida. I've got to break to this. I'm sorry for this, Megan, but we will come back in a minute. But this is important. Now, hold yourselves. Right now, there is a zombie outbreak in Florida. But don't you worry, folks, because we have found out that the people that are being threatened, they heard what was going on, and they have secured themselves with blue tape. That's right. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It's okay.
Thank God.
Yes, that small child who looks like a zombie already. The poor child. That child is apparently these are very caring people. These are very, very caring people. They had to rescue this poor child that apparently was bedridden and mummified.
How did the zombies get past the blue tape gate? There's something wrong here.
Well, you know, I mean, sometimes just when you're dispensing the tape, I mean, look, they've even gotten the turtles. The turtles are into it. I don't know what happened to this guy's
that guy is wearing a turtle as a shoe.
Oh my God, there are turtle baby hybrids. I repeat, turtle baby hybrids, but everyone will be safe. Yes,
Turtle
this guy is actually,
hybrids.
he was like, that's how you stop the bite too. He got bit in the leg, he hacked it off, and he surrounded it with blue tape. It's okay. It even made the infection stop. So if you get bitten by the zombies, just telling you to wrap the wound above where you're bitten with blue tape. The infection will be so afraid it will not cross the blue tape.
This is not medical advice. Do not take this as medical advice.
Oh my God, look at these little guys. Oh my Lord. Oh no.
Oh my God.
Yes, blue tape. It is the magic cure to everything. Man, I'm gonna have to
It's the strongest stuff on earth.
Brought to you by blue tape. That's what it. It's gonna be my new sponsor. I'm gonna contact one of these places. I'm gonna be like, do you sell blue tape? Yes. Will you sponsor my show? You know.
Oh God. Okay, look at this part. Look at the judge. Judge Bletho is he's seeing the light here. It appears the defendant Kesey has attempted to evade service. Yeah, does it? Does it appear that way? Because it's even worse, Judge, than you think it is.
Read that though, folks. I mean, seriously. So a judge is telling you straight up, hey, this dude looks like he's attempting to evade service. So 100%.
And there's a very important word in here. The affidavits of the disinterested process servers confirm at least 5 attempts to serve process on May and June of 2025. The disinterested part, see, a judge is always going to take what the server says with more weight than any of the parties.
That's right.
Whatever the server says, because that server works, by the way, for the state attorney in Florida. He is a disinterested person. He has a job to do. He was hired to take these papers to this person and make sure that he gets the papers to him. He's got no dog in this fight.
That means they are not a party, by the way, if you don't understand what that means. You know, so they are not. That is a problem. Like if you look at any of the rules for it, there are very few rules to being a process server. Just to be honest, if you or I wanted to be one, we could actually be part of that. But one of the rules in this is that you have to have a clean record. You also have to not be part of everything that's going on. You can't just go and harass somebody, essentially, you know. And
this guy happens to be an ex-police officer,
yeah,
and he works for the state attorney. Like, he knows what he's doing. He wasn't doing anything illegal, and their constant lying about this person, you know, it's really bad. And when the videos get sent to the judge, because I have a feeling that there's probably going to be a motion for sanctions coming, because of the bad behavior in this and all the, you know, the lying on the affidavits and stuff that got totally debunked by sheriff's video. It's not going to go well for them. Again, I'm putting on my prognosticator hat here. I've got my little crystal ball I'm looking into, and I'm telling you, judge isn't going to like it.
No, that is something, that is a good way to piss off a judge. And hey, good luck with it if that's the way they want to go, right? They already
went that way. That's the beauty of it. They already did it. They already filed affidavits with the court. Before that footage came out, they filed affidavits with the court. And I can't believe that a guy whose wife works in the public records office of the sheriff's department didn't tell him, you know, that's all on body cam footage and it's going to be discoverable, right?
Why wouldn't they tell? I mean, oh my God.
I don't know.
These people make my brain hurt. Does it not sometimes? Do you not look at this and think, my God, you're so dumb. Like, these people are so, again, if you think that you have a quality case, you know, if they think that they shouldn't have been added to all of this, then go fight it 100%. But you are inevitably, you're going to get served. Now, if they wanted to cost him some money, you got to do that. Whoop, you know, you did it. You cut it off at a certain point, though. Like, again, you know, if these people are going to serve me, well, might I make them spend some money? Maybe. But sooner or later, I know I'm going to get served. So, yeah, you know, a judge is not just going to let them. But they thought, what their statements on on several live streams, they thought if you can't corner them specifically and put this in their hands, that somehow it didn't exist. And that blew my mind to listen to them. I thought, that's not how that works at all, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But I like that. It appears as attempt to evade service. Whoops. Hello. Whoop. That's an alarm. And why is it at 8:30? I have no idea. I don't even know why I have an alarm going off at 8:30. That's weird. All right. Did you get to the bottom of that, by the way?
I did.
Okay.
It is you now.
Yes. 4 additional. So check this out. We have at least 5 attempts from May in June. Then you have 4 additional attempts in July. 9 attempts there. 9 attempts. The court does not need not expound upon the obvious evasion efforts taken on July 15th. So it's the court's like, yo, we can tell you tried to evade, and that's without anything else. That's without anything else at all. Isn't that hilarious?
Yep. It probably doesn't help that you sat on a live stream for weeks and weeks going, still not served, still not served.
That's so funny. Like, yeah, what an idiot. Again, if you're gonna pull that, then try to keep it to yourself. You don't pound on your chest and pretend. And I hope I'm
evading legal service. Like, what? You're not allowed to do that.
I'm gonna love it when Paint Chip's articles and other stuff get used against him as well. Because again, it's saying the same thing, and the same thing with old Dave. He's evading to the point that he's trying to tag in, according to chat. He's trying to tag in FBI. He's been writing the popo.
The FBI, dear FBI. Jeremy Hales is trying to serve me with legal papers. Please send help.
He wrapped the papers in it. He wrapped the papers in an extra size Whopper. He almost got me with it. I don't know. What am I supposed to do, FBI? And there's this mean guy. He's that umbrella cook. You see him? He's been taunting me with Whoppers. Oh my God. Dave, can you smell them? What an idiot, man. Oh, but defendant Kesey does not dispute that the summons and complaint were left at the gate of his property. See, here's the thing. Like, he can't dispute that it was there because it's there. Pictures, again, body cam, we haven't gotten there. And it is also clear that he has actual notice of the suit filed against him. So, how's that work out? Again, for all of them. Thus, quashing service is unwarranted here. Oh, we got a footnote. Let's see what this says. So, here's our case law with it, acknowledging that, quote, both Florida and federal courts have held that actual notice of a complaint coupled with good faith attempted service may be sufficient to convert personal jurisdiction, especially when a defendant has acted to evade service of process and finding effective service in the view of the person has a knowledge of the action, travel schedules, and the veil of secrecy with which he shrouded his whereabouts. So this is talking about somebody, again, that went out of their way. You think about the ecosystem clowns. They're not only evading, but they have, you look at the way they're going about the secrecy and more. Well, this has already been decided. That kind of stuff, that works against you. It doesn't work for you.
Nope. And then what's going to happen is they're going to find themselves in the same position as Robbie, where now just taping it to your door is enough. You've tried multiple attempts to serve you, and the process server can show that you're evading it on purpose. Next thing you know, you're just going to get more blue tape on the door, and the judge is going to say the exact same thing.
Well, I mean, again, it is the absurdity to all of this too. They had their gate taped shut. They had to remove this to get it. So again, there is no argument whatsoever that they can say that we weren't served. It just doesn't work. God, these people, that's what kills me. Again, we're talking about basic rules that we know about with this kind of stuff. We know how service, because we've seen people try to attempt to evade. Never to this stupid of a level, by the way. I've never seen anybody try to pull this. This is pretty comical, but we've seen attempts to evade service, and judges call it out. So, these people, apparently they've never done any research whatsoever. All they needed to do was pull up something like Chat GPT and ask it. Just make sure, again, what it finds is real, but I mean, seriously, it's no worse than some of these lawyers they've been bringing on their shows. Shit, I trust Chat GPT more than I trust those lawyers.
True.
It's pretty sad, but it's true. So for the reasons above, the court finds that the service was properly perfected.
No.
Again.
Yeah. Properly. Look at this phrase.
Mhm.
Properly perfected.
Yeah, properly perfect. I love the perfected in that. He did it great. It's perfect. It's
perfect service. Yep.
On July 15th, it's stated by the
It was so
process service
good.
update.
It was so good that the cops were laughing and they were like, yeah, clever. There's no damage. It's like, we can't touch it because they didn't do anything. There's nothing criminal. They
tried though. They didn't even, if
interesting.
you put both body cams together, you can see what they were attempting to do. And then, in the first one, they were trying to play like they didn't know, although you find out in the second one, well about that. But the processor was like, yo, this dude drove over, off the road and did all this other crazy stuff. I'm not doing anything wrong. And notice they didn't give him a ticket. They did nothing. If they thought they had a legit claim against him, they would have definitely written him up.
Yamaha biker is calling him Timu Steve Irwin.
Oh my God. That's so funny,
he's going to get a level of fame out of this that he never saw coming. He is the alligator wrestler who is terrified of being served with a blue-taped federal lawsuit.
What do you think? I know some of those police process people, and they would really get a kick out of hearing about a process server that was pulled over in an effort to try to thwart service, and how the people who were being served, they had it taped to their gate, and they couldn't get around it. Neither them nor the police could figure out how to do it. I do think
this video could go viral, and I think it should.
I'm gonna hit up some of my. Let's just say I know a few people with some very big channels that do that kind of stuff. That talk about police procedurals, and they do those call out. The call out videos of people.
They will love the one cop saying, "I can't pull somebody over for a traffic violation,"
while pulling someone over for a traffic.
He's like, "You just pulled me over."
Yeah.
I can't pull him over for a traffic violation. Really? What do you do here? I think I have that button. Dang it. Where did it go?
What would you say you do here?
The blue tape is so amazing. Oh my God. I love it. Here's the second footnote, by the way, again, case law stating that notice of a complaint coupled with good faith attempt service is sufficient to confer jurisdiction where a party is evading service of process, and noting that a defendant should not be able to defeat service merely by refusing to accept papers. That's right. You can't just be like, that ain't mine. So that's straight up too. And also where it is evident that plaintiff has tried to comply with every available means to provide defendant with notice. Defendant does have actual notice of the suit. Again, this is all of these other people doing it too, and that they're evading. So they do. They're proving it when they go online. This is what we've been telling these idiots for a while. Here's the rest of that. Plaintiff, you can't make them expend countless amounts of money. That's what these people have bragged about. Like Paint Chips brags about trying to do that. So he's going to end up served for 100%. And again, stupid Dave, you got to tell you might as well accept it on your turn instead of, God, I can imagine you're probably living like a refugee these days, from society, being like, oh my God, I got to hide here, in my studio, Lord. I mean, seriously, you having people go out and get you food, or you, I know you're not eating. I know you're not on a fast. So what's going on?
If I were an ingenious process server, I would sign up for DoorDash and the other one, Grubhub, and I would hang out near his street and wait for the order to come in.
You'd be like, oh, somebody has ordered a trough of
20 Whoppers? Yep, that's my guy.
It's like, and bring them in a trough. You just put them on he crawls across the floor and eats it.
Right.
Oh, no. Right. So defendant Kesey will, however, be granted a request for 30 days to respond to the second amended complaint. So you served, but you get 30 more days to respond. Okay, so that's one. I think it's very clear. So you just got wrecked by the judge here. You got called out. He called you out. You can't. That's what I put in with the title, because this is a call out to them. They've been saying over and over again that this process, where the judge is like, no, that's not how it works. So accordingly, it is ordered that defendant Kesey's motion to quash service, or in the alternative, motion to extend time, is denied in part to the extent it seeks to quash the service process against him, and it's granted in part to the extent that, well, you get to respond for 30 more days.
You get 30 more days to respond to the complaint against you.
That went really bad there. Again,
it was the only way it was going to go. This was the only inevitable conclusion of this whole saga of avoiding service.
You can't avoid service forever. It doesn't work that way. Again, there can be penalties for avoiding service. It's not legal. It's not lawful. You are required to accept service. I was talking about this in the video that I did. It's one of these things in a civilized society where we take our disputes to court. We don't handle them in the street. And in that agreement that we've made, that we won't, buy ropes and find trees for each other when we have problems, that we will agree to go to court. Yep.
And that means when somebody has a problem with you, you have a duty to accept those legal papers and go work it out in front of a judge. And for people who have been crowing for a year now that Jeremy Hales has no case, well, then go prove it. Go prove your case.
Well, they've been telling us over and over. And again, we've afforded them every opportunity to show that. We've read again, 2L's documents have been absolutely ridiculous. I mean, that is beyond stupid. So what she filed, you can't, it's not an argument thing. She didn't even respond to the right stuff. So obviously hers was garbage. Bruce's, I believe, was garbage, because he basically tried to argue. I feel like do you remember how he boilerplated arguments with the request for? I believe he did the same thing with his arguments to get out, and we'll see if it works for him. But I think 2L is really screwed up in there. Preston and Cooks are just the dumbest answers. Good Lord. MLS has been the best. They're boring. They're pretty lawful,
Yeah. We've had nothing to say.
Wait, who did I say? Did I say the wrong person?
No, you didn't.
Okay,
I think you said MLS.
I did say MLS. Okay, I was afraid I said the wrong one.
The most boring filings ever, which is exactly what you want. That's what you want in a case. You want a boring, no nonsense lawyer who doesn't sit on live streams for 5 to 8 hours a day with absolute artards telling stupid lies about the law. You want somebody who just puts his head down, writes a boring brief, and turns it in on time and makes the best argument they can make.
Yeah, I thought he did it. If these people would have followed his approach, again, let me make this clear when I say this. You follow the approach. You don't follow the same argument, because again, you have to individuate. That's been one of their stupid things they've tried to do. They did it with Ray. They tried to go put in an argument for Ray, a cookie cutter argument that every one of them made, which was the most ridiculous thing because it looks like conspiracy. He never communicates with any of us. He's not part of our conspiracy. Wait, what? Okay. It's very dumb. But yeah, you have one person in this whole thing that at least their lawyer, like I said, argument wise, we'll see, but he's at least done what he's supposed to do. His lawyer, like these other people, God, they make a good show. I love watching it. I'm just, I can't help myself and try to, again, I think Randy can beat most of these idiots pretty simply, So I think giving them the same advice that I would give to anyone, and if they have an argument, make it in court. Do a good job of it. Shit. They keep talking about too. Also, he raised money for a lawyer. You know, we saw how much money given by one person for that one lawyer by itself. So, I don't know. They have also, again, they applaud the lips freaking loss. My God, some of the other stuff we've found in some of her other cases. Holy God.
Oh yeah, I got sent some exhibits today that had me. Tug can tell you, it had me just wailing at the ickiness.
Yeah, I was like, ugh. But also the whole attempt at
Here I am hiding in my
victimhood.
disgusting bathroom from the process server. Here's evidence of me avoiding service.
Yeah,
Again, this is
pictures
another
avoiding
one.
service. You know,
And then submitted it to court.
as lawyers, I'm stunned that, again, we're talking about people that practice or practiced law, you know, and God, it blows my mind sometimes, man. It blows my mind. All right, I'm gonna hit super chats now. You chilling or you out of here?
I need to go help Hangry. Apparently, he's very hangry right now. He needs
Oh
food.
no, yes, you
And
better go.
I
fix that.
didn't. I thought that he was full because we had a late lunch, but apparently, he is very upset with me. He's like, "Where's my dinner?" I'm like, "Okay, I gotta go take care of that."
All
So
right. Well, since it's a weekend, you won't be around. That will probably be something amazing happen this weekend. Then so.
I know for sure. Watch for it, chat, because it's gonna happen. I won't be here because tonight's like my Friday, so get ready.
Have a good one. All right, folks. Appreciate all of you, by the way. It's been a crazy, crazy road, hasn't it? Oh, hey, what's up, P Bear and M Bear? Thanks for the two. Tug, Grass on the WDW Pro Quote. Email. Yeah, on the email. Okay, good. I'm glad with that. You know, again, for some reason, if you've written me, especially if you've written me about like again, I got resin turtle offered, for example. I definitely wrote back to that, but I didn't. It just won't go through for some reason. So if it's been something like that, also to note, I kept getting the question of the little one get her yellow toy that was sent. Yes, the Care Bear that she had. Yes, she did get it. It's cute. And she also, so today there were people over there, but one of the packages, unfortunately, one of the packages is still inside, I think. So we're going to have to go over there. There wasn't a person over there when we went out, but we got packages that were waiting. And there was one that's a present with a book, and she will get it tomorrow. She will be back, but that's cool. And thank you all again. You know, it shows them they obviously they love getting stuff, so it's amazing. Thank you, Max Lab. Thanks for taking crazy day plus LP line big time. Yes, indeed. I mean, and it just keeps going. She again last night she called us all liars. She told us that we were lying about the freaking. Let me pull this back up here. That we're lying about the it's a shell thing distinction. Like she was obviously listening because she put it up within 2 minutes of us noting that. And you know what? I noted that she'd said that. I went back in and checked it again myself to make sure that there was no problem on it, you know, because again, somebody had posted it with they noted it, and I thought, well, maybe I looked something up wrong. But, you know, here's the thing with any type of 501c3, you have an EIN number. Now, these EIN numbers, they're public. You can look up anybody by this. So instead of looking up by the name, look it up by the EIN number. You know, if you have that, that's the way you do your research. Just to note, if you're ever confused by something, you want to look it up. And 100%, this is exactly what I pulled up. In fact, I may have the link to that. I may be able to, give me 1 second. I may have it linked. Let me check real fast. If I don't, I'm not going to go through all the work to pull it real quick, but I did. I thought I sent it over to me again. I'll have to check though. Yes, there it is. IRS details. So give me a second here. Yeah, so you can go on. Give me 1 minute. I'll pull all that real fast. It'll just take me a minute. I got to look up the EIN number again. It reset the link. 88 130 3880. 88 130. 1 second. I'll show you again. Just because she's telling you that it's not real. And I want to show you what is, again, if she has a problem and is saying that somehow in some way all of this isn't correct. Okay, so here, I'm going to pull this up on the screen now. I'll show you just, guys. So you can see, again, typed in, we use the right number, bam, that's how you look them up. You can see it pull up, EIN, you have your organization here. Now you can see the determination letters already there. You have the auto revocation list that's noted. If you click in on it, it pulls up the same notice that we just saw. So, I mean, you have 100%. That's what it's noting. It's noting that, again, the revocation had happened on my birthday, weirdly enough. That is my birthday. That was, it's stating 5/15. But the posting date didn't happen for a few months. So might she not have been aware? Sure. You know, could a website she looked up? Sure. Could it be a mistake? Maybe, you know, but that's what the IRS is saying. Now, again, after this, it was funny how she did it last night, because she went from saying it's a lie, calling that out, to I'm going to go see the IRS too. Well, maybe it's, you know, if we did, hypothetically. It's like, okay, all right. We did look that up. And again, she keeps telling us that she's selling things. It's so bizarre. Hey, Rach thinks too. Is someone going to tell? Are we talking about the post? I saw the post. I thought they were funny. I saw all that. I thought it was really funny. I actually saw her do it. I posted one time in the chat, and somebody said, is that chat or somebody, is that tongue or somebody hijacked? And this all Megan posting. So I knew she was posting from go. I figured I'd let it go for a minute though, just because it was funny. But yeah, Stacy too. Thank you. 9 months as well. Thank you, man. I appreciate you. Fallen Hero, thank you for that gifted membership too. Thank you, Fallen Hero. Much appreciate you, my friend. Yeah. Oh man, 2012. Thanks for the two there. Tug. Look at Camp Keenan, internal place in Florida. Camp Keenan. Let me look at that. Camp Keenan. That was you. That's so funny, man. Yeah, somebody was asking about that intro, though. They didn't know what that call was about. And again, the 911 call, I didn't know it existed. There's I see that as funny. So I didn't know it existed at all. In fact, when I called my local law enforcement, this is how I found out about it. This is wild. So I called local law enforcement, and they told me, no, there was no call that had come in. I was like, okay. So I posted about it. I was like, that's a lie. And they're like, oh, no. And they posted the 911 call, a false police report. And that guy, Richard Albertini, he has some of the best stuff I've ever heard. Like the best live stream I think I've ever done, because it was so funny, was a call by him where he was talking about, he was talking about Hollywood and cold sacrifice. It's just wild stuff, because he's out there in the ether. But yeah, that's what that's about. There was somebody for real. They called 6 different jurisdictions on myself and other people, including Johnny Depp. We were all supposedly co-conspirators, and they contacted the FBI on us too. So, all joking aside, I mean, that's pretty crazy, right? Emma, thank you for the 2 there. Now that is a good quality fence. Take note of it. I know, man. Like, again, let's pull up that fence. If anybody, again, if you're wondering where all of those donos go to, that's right. If you're wondering where those $56,000 went, this is how it should go. Look at that, man. I mean, again, that's it. Again, if you want to know where all of your hard-earned donations, I can't keep it straight. I mean, seriously, these people are just so comical. What I really love about this build, though, is if you look at the angle, I was trying to emulate the angle that they actually built, their whole fence to, because that's the way we saw it. Remember when Jeremy was driving down the road and you could look down and over the fence and they were like, that's because he's taking it with a with a selfie stick. It's like, no, you didn't build it high enough. Oh, isn't that beautiful? But yes, if you would like to add to this sanctuary, Mel, thank you for the 2 there for the turtle fund and the fence fund or whatever this thing is. Yes, indeed. Thank you. Bonnie, also, thank you for that fence post money. I mean, look at that. Man, we will make it magnificent. Uriah, thanks for the 2. Tuck, it's like the Berlin Wall. I know, man. I know. That is amazing, isn't it? I think we could keep those, I think we could keep those wretched commies right over on their side. Wait, what? Oh, that's so funny. Lynn, thanks for the 5. For the stain of Unity stain. What's funny is I at first I pulled out a brown marker and I was going to stain the fence color. Because I thought, it's a fence. It needs stained. Then I was like, no, I can't do that. What's happening? That's too much money. It's too much money to stain it, because again, the stain was in transit, but somehow it got lost. Teresa, thanks you for the 10 there. Blue tape on. Thank you, Teresa. That's funny. I love it. We need some blue tape on that. I'm telling you. You like the abandoned turtle shell back there, by the way. It's not in its bag, but you like it just setting. You have 4 turtles and you have abandoned one right over there. It looks so good. Dwayne, what's up? Thanks for the 5. Fence fund money. Somebody was like, what you should do is you should put up a fake GoFundMe and, like put it up for like $5 and then fulfill it and have somebody withhold it from you. I was like, that would be hilarious. But if if some people saw that don't know what's going on, they might think it's real, and I don't want somebody seeing that and in my joke, like causing somebody a problem. But that would be funny, wouldn't it? The fence was just for show. The stain is completely unnecessary. I'm telling you, man. You know what really just blows my mind with the real fence is the fact that, again, it's a unifence. It's one series of posts. Like, you see the absurdity when you put it with something like this. Now, remember, they have wood, sure, but one of their complaints when they talked to law enforcement was about their other neighbors. So if they were going to put up a privacy fence, an actionable one, I believe their whole idea was they were going to put up a privacy fence and then they were going to try to contact law enforcement illegitimately and say that Jeremy Hales was somehow violating their privacy. And Levy County might have even got in on that because I don't trust Levy County. But the only thing that caused them a real problem is you can't argue that you have a privacy fence when you only put up one portion. It is not a closed fence. There is no expectation of privacy with just a line in the sand. If somebody can walk around your privacy fence and just walk into your property, then you have not set up something that works there. But I think that was actually a plan that they tried to do. I think they all got together. I think they wanted to grift for their money. But on top of it, I think they were trying to put Jeremy Hales in jail. I think they were, because you heard some of their complaints to law enforcement. They thought that it would be actionable, but they were too dumb and it wasn't just dumb. They were too scammy to actually build a real fence. Because if they would have put the $20,000 they keep claiming into a real fence, the whole thing would be there. It's so funny to watch their plans like blow up. It's not like it's not like they don't come to fruition. It's that they self-sabotage. That's the best part of it. It's all self-sabotage. But anyway, thank you. Thank you, Dwayne, too. Appreciate you. Bunsen, what's up? Thanks for the 2 there. Banner money. Yeah, I'm thinking about doing a banner on that too. Where's the banners? Well, maybe we'll have to do a fundraiser for more banners first, because banners are very expensive. So in order to do the banners, I think we need $3 bajillion. I think that's a good total. Don't you agree? I think it would cost quite a bit. I mean, if we're doing you may be thinking, but Tug, in regular, no. I'm using flea dollars, in flea currency. How many? So you still haven't hit enough to put up the banners. So, okay, Matt Rakewood, thanks for the 5 there. Post your paper permit on the fence. Oh my God, that's what I need. I need a permit. We need to raise money for the permit too. That's right. It will cost lots and lots of money. Obviously, you all know I'm joking. But still, if you do want to support the channel, do. But let me write this. Okay, we need we need a permit. I think you can get like a little paper permit, like a sticker. So I'm going to put a permit to post. I need to also get some banners. Oh my God. To post. We need some stickers for the ground. You can see the ground there. Now, if you look at it and you see, like even from there, you can see the metallic rub across where the little, where I color the little hungry hippo ball, or that they eat, their little power pellets. I dragged them intentionally because I wanted metal on the ground. But I thought that's not enough. It needs more. But I like the permit thing. It's funny. That's actually really good. Andre, thanks for the 2. Don't forget the sticky post hole full. Yeah, that I don't know if I wanted that real to life. Oh, I need to get 2 toy toilets. I forgot. Oh my God. I almost forgot. Maybe I should get a hot plate. I should get 2 toy toilets. Okay. I need, let's see, hot plate, question mark? Question mark. I need a trailer to haul off, to haul away. Oh my God. Oh, this is going to be epic. I told you I've been spending my time making this thing. I wasn't joking. When this is set up, this has been one of the greatest toys to play with. I love it. And I love the fact, again, people were like, once they proved it existed, again, this one was special because it doesn't matter if I know I can get one or not, because I didn't know they exist. I start talking about it. One materializes. Jeremy Hale's fine. It's just, it's providence. So thank you. Oh man, Bill, thanks. I need a surveillance camera. That's right. I need a camera. I need a surveillance. You were totally right. Holy crap. How could I forget about the surveillance camera? Let's see. I need a camera. We need a blue bucket. You're right. We need a little blue bucket. Oh my God. This is amazing. What a build. What a magic build. Oh my God. I love it. Okay, I got to stop for a second. Here we go. Okay. Andrea, thanks for the 10 months. I have a piece of the Berlin Wall. I could send you to add to the decor. Oh my God, that would be amazing. Do you really have a piece of that? It's amazing. If you do not want something like that, you send it away. When I was a kid, I lived in West Germany. My father was in the military. Now, again, this ages me because the Berlin Wall existed at the time, of course. But one of the things that really horrified me when I was a child is the military would have nuclear evacuation drills, right? They would pretend that we're under nuclear attack. And they would, they'd get everybody together. They'd put you on a plane. They'd fly you out. They'd board equipment. They wanted to do it quickly. Well, during this drill, the one thing they didn't do is they didn't tell the little kids that it wasn't real. So one day we had a nuclear evacuation drill, and it was terrifying. I've still got the they give you a frameable piece of paper for it. I've still got it. And it terrified me because I thought, oh my God, everyone that we know is going to die in a nuclear bomb. But Yeah, I remember back in that day. Some crazy stuff. You know, the modern Meinhofs were blowing stuff up at the time back when. You know, you still had fallout from that. It was nuts. Deborah, thanks for a child playing sign. I don't think they put up a child playing thing there. You know, that would be logical and a great idea. Therefore, it probably doesn't exist in this building. Thank you, Deborah, too. Appreciate you. Photo lady, thanks to banner fun. Got to get them banners on. I have my favorites, thanks to I'm observing building progress for turtles. Indeed. You know what's crazy is this looks a lot better than the real one. Oh no. So no, Sean. There's gonna be some peen rocks. Oh my lord. Maybe when we flip over the discarded turtle shell, maybe it should have a peen rock under it. Be like, what happened to that turtle again? Oh my god. I do need a way to make it again. I should make the turtles look like specific people, you know, like give them a little bit of that anthropomorphic feel. So one of them should have braids and glasses. I need a little walker. I need to see if they make a toy walker at the you know, where they have dollhouses and stuff. I want to see if they have a toy walker for John. I need a little bit of blue tape too. So they got to be fun. Jen. Oh wait. I'm sorry, Teresa. I miss you there. Thanks for the. Damn, we need a fence where a court summons can be blue tape too. We could just put some on there. Yeah, Jen. It is sad that we lost the stain. I know. But if we gather $3 gajillion, maybe we can get some more. Okay, Matt, you're right about the hot plate. Yes, thanks to the 5. They're a hot plate fun to get me warm in those freezing nights. I know. We probably do need a hot plate. We should run a hot plate over to those poor wretched turtles. Thanks for the 5 there. For the walker, of course, or anything else you see. Thank you. That is amazing. Dwayne thinks about Timo Town is coming, baby. That's right. That's right. I did have to order for real, like no joke. You know the little tool I showed you the other day, you know, where I paint with. I actually broke one of them. I used it so much. You know the little thing. Yeah, here I'll show you what I'm talking about. You can actually see the above. It's not a great picture, but you can see what I'm talking about here. When I paint, and these are great too, by the way. You know, I'm not a person who like the one thing like I like to do sometimes. I make things like I'll buy like a undecorated wooden box or something. And I'll do something for the kids with it, you know, things like that. But this isn't something I usually do. You can see look where I drag them across, so it got the metal look, because I wanted jutting metal to stick out of the thing. But I want stickers like screws and stuff all over it, a little snake. But this thing, I used it so much it broke it because it was cheap. You know, when you're painting them. I had to have them perfect though. I'm very obsessive about that. I didn't just you'll look at them. Look, they may be rough where they hit, and but I would roll them, use them to knock that out. But then afterwards, I had to clean them back up. I love it. I love the fact too that again with the lumber, you know, they took the picture of the quote unquote lumber outside. I'm gonna put this outside. I'm gonna stack it. I'm gonna be like, look at the lumber that just came in. We will have more building items there. Rizilla, thanks for the 2 for a sponsored all right, TV banner. Oh no, they're gonna have their own free banner there too. Martin thanks to the raise funds for a pole dance. Oh yeah, pole dance, pole man. What else? We need that, right? Yes, thanks for the 5 blue tape monies for the fence lock. Yes, we need that for sure. Grandma, thanks for the 2 there for that nice high-end bench. Oh yeah, we need a memorial bench. Oh my God, how could I forget? I need it right on the edge of the property though, so it's contested. I need will it be interesting if I get my memorial bench before they do? Memorial bench. I'm gonna do it. Watch them cry about it too. It's so mean. Well, you know, I think I want a memorial bench. I wrote that down. I'm going to look for that too. Thank you. I appreciate you noting that. Lynn, thanks for the 2. Blue tape needed. I know. It's amazing. Allie, thanks for the 2. Game looks great. Yeah, there's only one thing, and I can't do this on my own. All right. Like, I don't have the skills to do this, but I wonder if anybody out there has a 3D printer that has an idea about this. Because I mean, I can see it in my head, but I don't know how to make this. All right. I'm not creative enough to make it. I want these turtles. You know, in the game, it's just flip the switch and have them gobble up money, right? That's the joke about them. They'll sell anything out for their 30 pieces of silver. That's the joke there, right? Even the one with, if they get blood on their hands, who cares, right? But I wanted them to be able to feign like they were friends. So if there was a way, like I said, that you could put something where they could, I wish you could put like a little leg out here, you know, like a foot where they could hold almost like hands. And they could also slap each other's faces. My money, my money. That's so fun. By the way, Allie, thank you too. Sticky widget, thanks for the 10 there. Creeping up on a year. That's right. And by creeping, I mean totally not stonking around the creepiest way ever. Sticky, sticky, sticky. That was totally, you sold that so well. Thank you. McDev, thanks for the 5. It doesn't need cement. It needs blue planters tape to secure it. You're right. I should have used tape. What happened? What a monster. Oh gosh, DeFloofy, you're right. I need a blessing box. I need a little blessing box that's it opens and it scares children. Allegedly. Allegedly. I even wrote that in my notes. I mean, it's empty. That's what I meant to write. Sorry. I took the hard way of writing that. Thank you. That's a good idea. Jet the jet. Thanks for the 5 there. For the mammal. Oh, man. The super tits. Thank you. That's funny. That is too funny. Wanda, thanks for the 10 there. For extra wood banners and foil. No, an extra stain for our fence. Yes, we must have the stain in the garbage bag on the top. Oh my God. You know what's funny though is unlike them, I will actually probably, I'll add a lot of what I want to. I will put time and money into this thing, you know, because it's funny. It's funny. I love it. I absolutely love it. I want to make 2 of these now. Oh my God. Oh, this is so good. Maybe not. How are you doing? Maybe not. Appreciate you. Thank you for the 5 gifted memberships. Thank you for that. That's awesome. Adair, thanks for that too. There, yeah, blue buckets or a porta potty. I should have put porta potty. That's right. If I can't find a blue bucket, let's see. I could put a porta potty. That's right. I'll put a porta potty on there. You know, it'd be funny. You can take the turtles off of one of these. I should. Oh my God. Oh Lord. If I really want to make it big, oh my God, I have a great idea. I'll see if it works before I mention it. I'm just going to check what happens with it. And then if it works, I've got a crazy idea. If it works. Becky, thanks for the 2. Common sense fun for the fence. Indeed. Indeed. Don't look at it too much. It might fall over. Actually, it's been pretty tough. I glued it on. I figured it would have trouble. You know, like you can see that one toward the end. It with the curvature there. I didn't know if super glue would hold it in place that well. But this knockoff super glue is better than Gorilla Glue. Gorilla Glue wouldn't do it very well, but it does. William, thanks for the 5. Everything is inflated these days, especially baby butts. Allegedly, legally hot, not hot lips. Allegedly. Actually, some of the stuff again we saw with some of their filings. Holy God, man. These people, I cannot believe they think they can file some of the stuff they do. Call police. I think this weekend I'm going to call the police down. That took the complaint from them. By the way, I'm going to see if there's any action that can be done because I am not happy about. Again, false police reports. It's garbage that these people will weaponize the police. And there is intent behind it. You know, if they say there's nothing that can be done, if you hit them with the vexatious litigant thing, and then you come back and you're like, look, they file this stuff, they do all this garbage, there very well is something that can be done. But I'm not happy about that. Oh, yeah, Kathy, thank you for the 2 there. Sorry, I almost clicked off. Don't forget the power pole and the extra cords. Oh, my God. We could have like extra cords. I could use the string and just have it with water. Oh, my God. Let me put that on there. And I'll see if there's a way to do that. Let's see. Power pole. Power pole with extra cords. That's funny. Oh my God. I think that's funny. That's too good. Oh, let's see. I love that idea, actually. Lady Badger, what's up? Thanks for the 2. Nobody calls. Johnny Depp. Actually, you know what's really weird with the Depp thing now? If you go on, first of all, there's good news, and then I'll tell you the funny fake news. The good news is apparently with pirates, you actually have motion. He may end up in. They want him in the next Pirates, and they want him back. They know that they know they can't move that franchise without him. They absolutely know it. He doesn't need them; they need him. So that's good news. Now the weird news, and this doesn't have anything to do with him specifically, but more the frauds that come out. Man, Twitter. I am followed by like something like 30 to 50 fake Johnny Depps right now, and it's so bizarre because they message me. They message me all the time. It's so weird, man. I like messing with them though. So funny, Lady Badger though. Thank you, Kirby. Thanks for the 5. We need proof of permits. Yes, as the permit inspector inspected said, percent. Yeah. You know the yeah, we had to get permits for the fence too, and you know that was very expensive as well. So we actually we wanted to do more builds, you know. Like we were going to build all that back up there. But unfortunately, when we were working on it, our permit failed. And I think it cost $2,500 to get a new permit. And unfortunately, despite our fundraising before, yeah, we just couldn't make it work. So maybe we'll build without permits. I don't know. Yeah, Bug Naked, thanks for the 5. Yeah, ask Jeremy if he'll bring his tractor and dig a moat around the privacy fence. Actually, I think there's a tree that fell down over there. I wonder if he can bring a tractor up and move it. He's like, wait a minute, I think I've done this before. No, thank you. But also, yeah, then add gators to stop the stalker. Oh my, not gators, no. Oh Lord, mostly harmless fuzzball. I love that. And by the way, I think it's hilarious. Thanks for the bomb there. I'd be worried whether any quote unidentified white powder unquote or illegal substance John's ex-wife. Indeed, I wonder. Is there a fund I can put together? By the way, Lynette, I'll give you money for something. If you will finally get rid of the macabre trophy that's in your garage of that poor woman that you said that John drove to their end and again, maybe give them a burial, then we can talk about something. That's disgusting. Like if you really, why are you keeping that woman's remains? That's really weird. Isn't that like, well, I thought about that the other day and I thought, my God, I feel so bad for that lady because again, you know, at the end, like she's alleging that this guy was so terrible that he drove her to her final resting spot, let's say. And that final resting spot is him dragging her around like a trophy in the freaking shed. That's awful, man. I almost want to pay to save that. I mean, that's terrible. Nobody deserves that. And it's terrible, man. Rob, thanks for the 3. For the fancy blue bucket. The outdoor shower. Oh my God, I need an outdoor shower. I don't know if I can. So, Patty, thanks for the 10 there. Yeah, funny. Marla said LP blocked her, but yet Marla recently commented on her post today. Oh no, how does that work, Marla? So you're unblocked. Marla, like I said, she turns on these people. And then she denies it. She goes anywhere the cloud is. And it's bizarre to me, you know. Dealing with her is very bizarre to me. Patty, thanks for the 10. Barn Dominium fun. That's right. Soon we will be building for the little turtles. We will be building them maybe over in this area here. Let me get to the picture. Maybe over in this area. Maybe we can have a child's play area. Now, when you ask later, I'm like, I never said that. Off in the back, you'll see a barn dominium. Oh, my God. It's too funny. That's so funny, man. Oh my God. I need to take a picture of this. You see this weird thing in the background here? Somebody gave me I love it, by the way. It's so interesting. It's like a folk art. It's a it's a piece of like a branch and rooting that has been turned into like a creature. I love that thing. I need to pull that out there. Look, comic books. What's that? Camera. Ooh. I'm like, what's in my background picture? Wow, those are cool. I forgot that was over there. There's a camera over there. I like that, Patty, by the way. Barn Dominium's great there. Thanks for the year, by the way. Thank you. Hit my 1-year milestone, even though I've been watching longer than indeed. And many of you, you know, I talk about that many of you have back longer than stuff, you know. YouTube gets weird about it sometimes. And like I said, I appreciate you all. I read the thing that's on the screen, but I know many of you have been here much, much longer. And I appreciate you. But it's awesome, like, being able to shout out your year. You know, that's cool, too. 2012, thanks for the 2 there. Toad also had a little guy that wanted to find him. Indeed. Indeed, I did. I had a actual little person that wanted to find me. Yes, he was mad because, in fact, many of the weird, inane things that these people have quoted about me came from a certain site where this little bitty dude who was obsessed with me wrote hundreds of pages. It's a sad story, really, because I didn't know who it was at first, you know. But he was mad, I guess, because I didn't give his cosplay enough attention. I think that's what it was, because he used to send me cosplay pictures, and he would dress as Chucky, and I didn't give him enough attention. So he got mad. You know, I didn't listen to him like we weren't buddies, and he wrote hundreds of pages about all this, but he spent his last days after he knew that he was going to depart from us. He spent all of his last days sitting around writing hate pages about myself. I was like, man, that's a sad story, man. But yes, one time I had him, he posted a picture where I went to convention. I wore my hockey mask, and he posted a picture of himself in a Chucky outfit attacking me and trying to end me. And I was like, wait a minute, I know who that guy is. Oh, God. That was so good. Yeah, North, yes, thanks for the 5 there. I wonder what kind of case is being built for tax evasion for the flea, since YouTube and PayPal report to the IRS. Well, YouTube will take out X amount of money out of stuff. You know, YouTube either does or it's reported. Now, if you're smart and you, again, I mean this for any of you wonderful entrepreneurs out there, if you are smart, you understand how to write off lots and lots of money, because you can, you know, you pay tax just for having business. But if you're smart, you can do wonderful things with that. So the IRS may not be the thing that aims at them, but it may aim at LP, because LP, again, they lied. I read a thing where they were talking about PayPal taking around 40% in fees. And that is bullshit, because again, PayPal doesn't. Rosalind Duke made a great video on that. Again, I know I use PayPal. I'm sure many of you do too, but the number that comes out is less than 3%. And that is with business. I don't know at the time if they capped at a certain dollar amount, but you should check that too, because I cannot remember. At one time they used to cap out, like you pay 50 or $100 or whatever, and that was it. You wouldn't pay 3% of some giant number. But also on top of that, you can send friends and family. And if you do, I don't know why he wouldn't have sent friends and family, because that would have saved them all of that excess money. If he didn't send friends and family, I mean, he was planning it being a donation. Again, he can confirm that. But if he did, there was no money that came out of it. So we can see, you know, again, he should note that. Becky, thanks for the 10 there for 10 and tarps. I thought about trying to put the tarp. I wondered if I can build that up high enough, though, you know, with that ugly 10 thing across the top. I wonder if I could get a piece of tin, adhese it to the fence, and then put a tarp thing over the top. I'm curious if I can do it. I thought about trying it, though, for sure. Skipper, thanks for the 10 there. I had a trailer park owner try to take down a tree using a rope tied to a pickup. Then the tree came down and spun and landed on the trailer next to my. Oh no! What if the trailer's not heavy? I can imagine, man. Yeah, I've seen some people do some stupid stuff with taking down trees. I saw a guy one time, like I told you about the thing with the two rednecks, but the guy I used to build barns with, he had a friend that decided they were going to cut down some trees and clear an area where they could add on to a barn. And they messed up and they dropped a tree on one of their smaller barns and destroyed it. I remember that from being a teenager. It was crazy. Razilla, thanks for the 2. What the heck? Put a Razilla round banner too. Banners, that would be amazing. I wonder, can anybody, for real, this is a legit question, can anybody make tiny little banners? You see how much room we have? We have how many popsicle sticks? We have 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Can we make tiny little banners where we could stick them on each one and make them work out? I mean, that'd have to be tiny though. So I wonder if anybody knows how to do that, because they'd have to be really little. If it would, I mean, I would do it. I so would do it, but I don't know how to construct something like that. That'd be great. Thanks for the vibe. My admission fee to the greatest show on earth. I know it's gonna be epic. Thank you, Rach. Thanks for the 5 there. Yes, Mark can he for real, man. That's what we need. Rhea Rye. Tell Mark we need to tell him to hit me up. Be like, yo, hit Tug up, please. We can tell you about it. Because I need tiny ones. Again, popsicle stick size, like little bitty ones, you know. Tell me what they cost. I'll make a few. I'll put them in this, you know. I like that'd be great. Rach, thanks for 5. Fee to adopt around where I live is more than buying from a breeder. It's ridiculous. That's crazy. See, that's nuts. That is absolutely nuts. I think adopting shouldn't cost like that. You know, adopting is saving. So, Chris, thanks for the 2. Costs billions and billions and billions and billions. That's right. The billions. Jen, thanks for the 5. New Florida anti-SWAT laws were signed in on Wednesday. See, that's interesting. Like again, it would be interesting to call and to find out, you know, how are they going to, the whole idea of what they do, though, it goes with the idea of good faith. How are they going to rule out quote unquote good faith? They do need something against swatting too. They do. Swatting is one of the most heinous acts out there because it gets people killed. Plenty of people died from it. Terrible stuff. Colleen, thanks you for the 5 there. Breadstick money. Thank you. That's awesome. Appreciate you. Dan, thanks for the 2. Doug, do you have me? Doug, I said Doug. Doug, do you have me blocked from the super chat? Obviously not. Obviously not, Dan. I don't. But no, if any of you ever wonder if someone has blocked you or something, again, things go wrong with YouTube. Somebody hit the wrong button. I don't know. But if you ever find yourself questioning that, email me. When you write me, note like each of your accounts, when you're on YouTube, you have a YouTube page, right? Every account has a YouTube page. Just go to the top of your little page there, on it, and click the URL, or you can click share on it, however, but just give me the link for it. And when I click on it, I can look right away and tell if you're blocked or if there's anything on my end whatsoever. So if you ever think that, I'm 100% willing to look it up, and everybody, I mean, again, I'll give most people another chance on something, no matter what's going on. I believe a lot of people out there, again, I mean, stupid things happen, but Dan, not you, dude. There should be nothing wrong with you at all. You should be good to go, my friend. You're showing up there, but if for some reason you think there's again, if that shows up, you should show up in chat. Sometimes the chats also get held. Like you can't see it we see it on our side, but what you'll have happen sometimes is YouTube will hold your comments over nothing. And a moderator has to approve them. And we try to approve all comments that come in, but sometimes we miss some, every now and then we'll miss them. Or somebody will hit the wrong button because it's right, it's tiny and it says yes, no together, but it's really small. So people hit the wrong one every now and then. But YouTube's notorious about that too. So we try to do that though for sure. MS Coast Life, thanks for the 2. Judge 2L heard Rob say that. Fat one. Wait, what? I don't understand MS Coast Life. I don't understand what you're trying to say there. Judge 2L heard Rob say that he. I'm not sure what that means. Tell me in the chat with him. I'm sorry. My decoding brain is not working today. It's my fault, I'm sure. Bootsy thinks of the 7th there. How is Lynette going to explain building the house to the bankruptcy court? Well, indeed. Like, how's she going to explain all this money and stuff? Just any of it. How is that going to be explained? Period, folks. Oh my God, I have no idea. Patrick, thanks for the year there. Thank you. Why doesn't Jeremy go full Pineapple Express? Hire Seth Rogen to serve the last defendant. Seth could dress up as a DoorDash driver and give him a burger and pay. Actually, funny enough though, he I don't see why he wouldn't be considered served because he knows about it. There have been efforts to serve him extensive. I believe people probably know where he resides. So again, all of that together. Again, he shouldn't. Here's another thing too. Unfortunately, David, I would say this because I'm trying to be decent about this. Okay. If you're gonna end up in court anyway, accept your service or accept it at your door, because otherwise if you're going to argue that people haven't come to your address and stuff, they're going to note it in a court document. That's the way a lot of this goes. And your address will be attached to the court document there. Now, that will be totally legal, and you will have pushed it to that point where it has to be proven that they know where you live and all of that stuff. But I wouldn't want that. So, I don't think you should be treated like they tried to treat Shizzy, or they tried to treat so many of the rest of us. I actually do oppose doxing and more, unlike yourself. So, again, just do it that way. Because, like I said, it wouldn't be doxing. It would be legal. But if you don't want your information out there, just freaking do that, man. Because otherwise, it's going to end up, again, it will end up in a court document, dude. You know it will. You know how this goes. Jeez. All you're thrashing about and hiding. I'm sure you're hiding out. It's going to amount to nothing, dude. You see how it's going for the other guy. All they've got to prove is that they are trying to serve you, that you know about the lawsuit, your own words. have undone that. And if you think that you're going to beat them in court again, you got daddy big bucks to drop your money on you, right? I mean, that guy said he's going to fund your war chest. So what are you worried about, dude? I mean, honestly, I don't see why you're worried about it at all. If you think you have a great freaking defense, go for it, man. You know, and again, that's how it works. I mean, again, you're the same guy that celebrated lips bringing lawsuits against us all. So, you know, yeah, it's as nice as I can say, accept that and shut the fuck up and quit whining. But yeah, why not? That would be funny, wouldn't it? But thanks for the fun there. How do you starve? Stupid Dave. Wrap his whopper in blue tape. Oh no. He'd be like, oh, what do I do? He'd be sitting, starving, staring at him. He'd tremble. I know, man. The blue tape, it will break even the most. I saw one time. I want to tell you this story about blue tape. It was back in the war, in World War II. No, I'm just kidding. I'm going to tell you stupid. I'll tell you that story about one time how I fought off 12 wild dogs with only willpower and 2 rolls of blue tape. It was amazing. Did I ever tell you about that story about how I fought off a predator one time? I'm talking about like the movie Predator with blue tape. True story. That'd be amazing. Instead of rolling around in the dirt like how Arnold Schwarzenegger does it, you know, in Predator, instead of rolling around the mud so he can obscure its vision, he rolls himself in blue tape. The predator doesn't look at it. No, I have my favorites. Thanks for the 8 months. I sent you a couple of pictures of blue tape. I'll check them all out, man. I appreciate you too. I have my favorite. Thank you. Nadine, thanks for the 7 months. Love you guys. I love return. Thank you. Appreciate that. You know, I've been having a lot of fun lately. Taz, thanks for 9 months. 9 months, baby. Money well spent. Bug and Love are awesome young ladies. Thank you. Yeah, they are a good girl. They're visiting a grandma today too. That's why they're not running around. They they get to spend the night at grandma's house. Grandma had them sugared up today. They went over. There's a place in town that has that, what is it, boba tea. And they have, God, they were expensive though. I could not believe what those places cost. I was like, oh, you know, but they enjoyed it. That's what mattered. I couldn't believe it though. I was like, oh my God. But they had, God, I can't remember that. I'll have to ask them what those, the dessert, they sent me some pictures of it and they look good, man. Thanks for the 10 there. I buy that book for babies and kids when parents request books. Has become a kid. That's awesome. I want to check it out. And you know, one of the things too is my girls when as they get older, I like having suggestions like they, you know, when they enjoy a book, they can read to like kids we come in contact with. We can suggest it to other kids too. So you don't just, you know, one of the things that's beautiful about buying books, you don't just give people a book, but you give them this recommendation, you give them the experience. It's beautiful. I read a lot, you know. If you saw my house, you'd be like, oh my God, all these books. It's meaty. I love, you know, I love to consume knowledge. I love the experience of it. I've been trying to teach my girls that. So I've appreciated it. Someone sent Little House on the Prairie books, which was awesome. Like they wouldn't have seen those otherwise. I would never thought to show them. And that was actually enjoyable. I wouldn't have thought about that. But also C.S. Lewis. Somebody sent the C.S. Lewis books. And that was cool too. I like them to be able to look at different genres, you know, to give them different experiences. You know, I want them to be able to pick out books, but also I don't want to force them. Like when I was a kid, you know, you were forced to read certain quote unquote classics. Some books are like, ugh, come on, man. But like I do want them to go outside their comfort zones and experience too. So I appreciate that. And I appreciate that kind of book too. That's awesome. Like again, I love that. Like, people think about the kids period. Like I said, the PO box most of the time is usually stuff that's coming toward them. It's and that's okay, honestly. You know, that is absolutely okay because they They love getting crap. Again, I couldn't have, with me, the amount like crafts cost and stuff, Lord. People send all this crafting stuff that's just amazing. Like she's making, they call the little bracelets now, what they call them, candy. That's what she was like, I'm making candy. I thought she was talking about making real candy. You know, I thought, how are you going to make real candy? How are you going to do that? She's like, no, Dad, come on, man. I'm making bracelets. I'm like, oh, okay. Okay. SW, Kathy, thanks for the scroll up and see my post. Important. With the, hey, can you email me what you're telling me actually? Because, in here where it shows me that I won't see the thing where it's in the chat. It only goes up so far for me. So I can't go up high enough to see it. Apologize. I would otherwise. I'm rolling, but I can't see it. So email me what you want to tell me. Okay. And I will check it out right after this for sure. Yeah, Rita, right. Yeah, that's right. Discworld is good. I like it. My oldest, I mean, she loves horror. That's her thing. She's like, how can I get into horror? And I'm like, sci-fi, man. Come on, you'd like sci-fi. So I've been introducing her to that. You know, I've been introducing her to different ideas and concepts. I've been showing her 80 movies too. You know, she hasn't seen a lot of those, so I've been showing her 80s movies. Sandy, what's up, Sandy? How are you doing? Thank you for the gifted membership there. Thank you, Sandy. Shizzy, what's up, Shizzer? Thanks for the 2. I want a Shizzy banner. Indeed, that's what I'm saying. Get banners all over that thing. Wouldn't that be amazing? Jack's mom, thanks for the 5. It's kind of funny that they working together to evade service while facing charges of working together against Jeremy Hales, following the same 30-day. Yeah, that's the thing. Like it's the same thing that I was saying with Ray. How do you prove that you're not a conspiracy? By filing the exact same filing and talking about how you have this brand new filing that you're helping somebody obviously put together, and you're going to read before it goes to the court, if it ever goes there at all. You know, it's like ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. Hey, Sandy, thank you for, there's an additional gifted membership there too. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Thank you. I saw one down here below. Made me laugh. Thanks for the 2. Mark can make you banners and stickers, 3D print. See, that's like little bitty banner. Like they gotta be tiny, you know. So I'm curious what those look like, for sure. I'd like to say, and we discussed that, man. I'd have to see who we can make one of. You know, like. We'd have to figure out. I'd have to measure the size of this just to see how many we could get in that little area. Because it needs to be on, they have to be on the fence. We have rules. We have rules, people. Even though they didn't put up banners, if I do decide to do that, I will definitely put them up. I think it'll be funny and cool. Inspire, thanks for the 5 there. Be careful, Tug. Elemental people want to move in. No, she'll be like, that's my property. I'm homesteading. Now, but yeah, the blessing box. That was great. I'm glad you mentioned that. Like a couple of people have mentioned, and I forgot all about it. If you think of something that I'm forgetting, that would be funny. Again, I'm I'm constricted a little bit. Excuse, I got laughing. I'm constricted a bit on space, but I'll add in something to build the rest of it behind it or something. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Be like, look, it had extra property in the back. Mary, thanks for the 2 months there. Tug, you forgot a hole under the fence. God bless. That's right. I was actually thinking about putting a little hole, like there was a dirt hole that had been dug in, you know, where one of the turtles tried to escape. I thought about putting a sticker right on front of the fence and then putting it like right there at the lip, you know. So I was thinking about doing that, though. I was thinking about putting one like right here. I think maybe you can see what I'm doing here. I'm not sure, but right there at the bottom, right under them, and then right behind the fence too. I thought that might be funny. That's a good idea. I was thinking that as well. Terry, thanks for the 2. For the gauntlet. Got to run that gauntlet, right? Thank you. Patty, thanks for the 10 there. The fence needs a hole at the bottom with a Lego head of John peeking out. That would be really funny. Oh my God. You know what's bad is the fence looks like it's better quality than the real one. Because it's not all like, I was like, man, I should have like jacked it up and put some gaps in it and stuff. But I just couldn't stand looking at it. You know, I've got one, you can see the one post that leans outward. That's enough for me. I don't, even that bothers me a bit to like to look at where I made it stick out. I was like, yeah. All right. Thanks for the 2. Sending an email. Are you the toy? All right. Cool. Thank you. I'll check it out. Dan, thanks for the 11 months there. Did Megan tell you about the bullies? Yes. She showed me a bunch of the freaking memes. They are hilarious, dude. You guys have created some amazing, and I do mean amazing ones. They are so good. I love it. Oh, God, I love it. Let's see. Sassy, thanks for the 2 there. We need a little shed. Yeah, there should be a little shed people could live in. I'm going to go, when I go to Hobby Lobby, I'm going to look and see what they have. I'm going to look and see if they have, like, you know, again, they have to fit in a way. But we have all these little areas to fit things in. And again, if they don't fit, I'll figure something out. I'll do something. But I'm going to look and see if we can find like a little mobile home, little shed. The mobile home's got to be repoed though. So it's probably going to be drug partially off like the side out here on the side. You know, I figure that's how it goes. Vanessa, thanks for the 5 there. Tug, please tell Bug luck. I had knee surgery. It's been successful. So it's successful though, as long as I was not struck by lightning. I don't get struck by lightning ever, man. You want me to tell you a funny story? He's my stepfather, I guess, or not stepfather, but step grandfather. He got struck by lightning more than once, like for real. You know that the story. What was it? Benjamin Button of the guy. This is how I found out some of this. I knew that my step grandfather had been struck by lightning one time because I had seen him afterwards. It was crazy. He had gone over to visit, like at a family function meal, and something happened outside. You know how you could hear like chaos and everything. And he comes to the door, and no joke, he'd been struck by lightning. It had singed hairs on like his eyebrows and everything. I was like, what the world? Well, that hadn't been the only time. He had been struck by lightning also. He used to go out and ride his tractor around no matter what. You know, just ride around and do everything. Still does, actually. I'm still just kicking crazy. Well, he'll ride around, and he didn't struck by lightning that way. It's so bizarre to, like, I kept thinking about, like, again, like Benjamin Button's story, you know, where the dude had been struck by lightning like 7 times. Like, oh my God, have you really been struck that many times? Let it loop it. Thanks. The tug, I'm going to turn I can't say it speaking yet. Here we go. Let me start again. Turtles need googly eyes. I'm getting laughing so much, man. It's messing me up. Yeah, I thought about making the turtles. Like I said, I want a couple of them to look kind of like the people here. I want one turtle with a walker beside it, you know, and some tape all the way through its crotch. And I want one with braids and glasses just because. I think it'd be funny. Michael, what's up, Michael? Thanks for the 2 there. There's not a statement, but that is its own statement. Thank you for backing the channel, my friend. Appreciate you. Came out Red Queen. Thanks for the 5 there. Need a Johnny boat for that bottom. Don't forget rust. Got to get that rust on there, right? Maybe use for the bottom of the trailer with a flat tire and a propane tank. Getting a lot of details. It'd be cool though, you know. It'd be so good if you had. Oh man, yes. Oh, that is a great idea. This one right here. I need a hand-painted OCC sign. So I need, let me put that on there too. OCC sign. It's got to be sticking out of the background. You're 100% right on that. I wasn't even thinking about that. That's great. I do need an OCC sign. That's awesome. That's so good. Sandy, thank you. Dropped another gifted membership. Thank you, Sandy. Again, that is awesome of you. Very much appreciated. Melanie, thanks for the 5 months. Tug, you need a kids gauntlet play area. Yeah, I'm thinking about doing that. That would be funny. Mama Bear, thanks for the 5. Put a picture of old John peeking through the cracks of the outdoor shower. Yuck. His wardrobe, a wife beater, short shorts, and bandages up to his crotch. Oh, that's horrifying and funny at the same time. We could have a guy on we could have a guy on a ladder that's like trying to peek over. You remember him in the ladder? That they get on the picture. I thought that would be funny. Tinsel dropped to 50. Thank you for that. You'll need to build a bigger yard on the outside of the game to fit everything toward the build. Thank you, by the way. Yeah, what I was thinking is maybe I could get another game board. I wonder if the turtles are removable. They've got to be, right? I removed the shell, but I figure if the shell removes, the mechanism removes. And if you can remove the mechanism in it, you could actually probably, well, I'm sure you could take another one and attach it, and just make it double the size. So it would mess with the middle, like it wouldn't be functional as well. You couldn't roll the balls in it and get them to eat it, but I bet you could extend the yard. So I'm going to find out. I want to see. I'm committed to goofing off with this thing and see what I can do. Angela, thanks for the 2 there. I hope you like my cosplay of Harley Quinn. I do, actually. That's what I think about too. Like when your name comes up, I always think about that with your avatar, which is awesome. The girls really like Harley Quinn too. So I think that's awesome. Jack's mom, thanks for the 2. Missing dirt in mud puddles. Yeah, indeed. We need some big, nasty mud puddles there, right? Oh my God, you're right, Terry. We need a stolen silver refrigerator. Stolen silver fridge. You're totally right. I forgot about the fridge. How could I forget that? And Tinsel also right here. Appreciate that. Send email with campers. I just another game. Did you want to get? Oh, awesome, dude. That'll be great. So you can join them. I bet you could take them. Like I said, I bet you could take the turtle loose and join the boards. You might have to attach something. I bet you can even clip them. Looking at them, the way the edges are built, I bet you could clip the boards together. As long as you use the flat portion of the board. Because you notice like one area is curved on the outside. I bet you could clip it underneath. I bet you wouldn't even have to really get crazy about it. Because the little things where it catches, when it eats the pellet or whatever, and they fall through, those are removable. And the mechanism, the turtle itself, I think has 3 screws in it. So you might be able to do it. That'd be crazy if it works. Christine, thanks for the 2. Hot glue came to a piece of board to expand. Yeah, you might be able to, like I said, you might be able to attach another playboard. That might real work. I'm curious. We'll see. Clark, thanks for the 3 months there. When love becomes a teenager, I suggest the One's Future King. Oh yeah, that's a good book. Yeah, It's a giant book about King Arthur. We may have that here, to be honest, which is a good choice, by the way. I enjoy stuff like that, and I think she would enjoy it too. Let me see. Give me a minute. I need to go through and just give me 1 second. I gotta hit anything outside too. There's a cat. Whoa, man, there's a huge cash app actually. Good Lord. Let me hit all 3. There's 3. Wow. So Janice, thank you, Janice, by the way. Sent 20 there. Thank you. That is awesome. That is much appreciated. Thank you, Janice. Thank you all too. I mean, you know, we joke about the making fun of these people. It's been fun, but like I said, I appreciate it all there. And also, I'm going to say TT. I'm not sure what name, you know, again, with PayPal and stuff, names come through. I don't know if the whole name, so I'm just going to say TT. You know who I'm talking about. Thank you for 10 there. How much did the Fleas pay for her husband's criminal debt? I don't know. That's actually a good question. Is that where some money went? I don't know, but that's a good one there. Or on her rent, considering she has 6 evictions, cigarettes, alcohol, rugs, asking for a friend. Yeah, I don't know. But what I do wonder, again, she keeps saying, I don't make that much money on YouTube. I only make like $1,800 a month or something like that. And I was like, you're crazy. You know, you haven't come off you barely come off any money for LMNOP. You're sitting on it. You keep telling LMNOP, I'm done, which says you're going to keep that money. So, Lord, it's just nuts. And also, man, that's wild. Shell sent over $150. Said for you and the girl. That's wild. Thank you. That's crazy. Awesome, man. I appreciate it. I think I'll take the girls out this weekend. We'll do something. You know, we'll have fun. Actually, the oldest has been asking about some kind of stuffed animal. I don't know what it is, but she watched this 80s movie. You know, a lot of those are making a resurgence. It's got this little computer in it. And she's been like, let's go on Etsy. Let's pick this up. So she's been asking for it for a week because I'm like, you know, if it's just a momentary thing, I don't, you know, you don't buy everything a kid asks for, but she's been. So I might let her pick something like that up too. See, Mama Bear, thanks for the 2 there. Stereo box from the top of the fence. Futon gate. Oh no, not the futon gate. That stereo box thing is funny. What are they doing now to make sure the stereo doesn't get wet? Remember, that was such a big issue back in the day when they were pulling Yale Pew Pew on people. What are they doing to keep it safe? Oh, Cynic, thanks for the 2. The Flea is doing another guardianship stream. Oh my God. See, doesn't that feel like a message? Again, she keeps saying that all they cover. You notice, see, this is, I guess, what throws me off in it. The only thing she covers and talks about is Jeremy Hales and Lynette Preston, right? Suddenly she starts talking about guardianship. Now, again, you could say, lips, right? But it does seem weird. Again, Lynette Preston, they bring up her kid. They bring up how much money the kid gets every month, allegedly gets anyway. They bring up Preston and her land. How she said, we forgot to bring this up the other night. Again, we were talking about everything. She said she knew 2 or 3 buyers that would come in and get the land. She's also put her name on paying the taxes before because Lynette couldn't do it herself. I don't know. It's just kind of weird, isn't it? One of the things that bothers me with this stuff, too, is that they are taking people like, again, paint chips, and they're potentially introducing them to a very vulnerable population, a population that those people should never, there should be laws against them being reintroduced to them because they took advantage of them in the past, you know. And paint chips, I mean, did he really learn from the past? Because he keeps saying that he was set up by the gov and, you know, wasn't real, blah, blah, blah. So, I mean, that's a frightening, that is a very frightening thing. Because again, somebody under a guardianship, that person already took advantage of. It is in the court documents. It blows my mind. God, it upsets me sometimes when I think about that one. But yeah, I wonder about that guardianship thing. Norma, thanks for the 5. Look at Hobby Lobby for miniature dollhouse stuff. Yeah, I was thinking about Hobby Lobby. That's exactly where I was thinking about because they have those dollhouses in the back. I was thinking maybe they would have like a little walker, stuff like that. I don't know. I've never looked for accessories of that nature, but I think society has become accepting enough that that in the past, anyone that wasn't, if you didn't have a specific look, if you didn't meet certain criteria, they didn't make anything that would represent you at all. Nowadays you have wheelchairs. Nowadays you can have walkers, and it'll be interesting to see. I don't know if they have a walker, but I know they have wheelchairs. I've seen that. So find out. I hope so, because I want one for my build, for real. That's who that person is. We've seen them on video. So Dan Davis, thanks for the 2 there. Make a blue bucket from a thimble. Hey, that's a good idea, man. A thimble bucket. I want to see. They may have a little blue bucket though for like the little dollhouse builds. They may actually have one made for that. But if not, let me run it down. Like a blue bucket thimble would work. I think it would be a good size thimble. I think that would work too. Sure. Lady Badger, thanks for the 5 there. His fingertips, got a rubber glove for hands. Yeah. Oh, I forgot to put that up there. Sorry about that, Lady Badger. Yeah, indeed. There's all kinds of like cool little. I mean, we will talk about this thing again. We'll have fun with it. I've had fun tonight. Tomorrow we will talk about some stuff. We'll have a good one for sure tomorrow. Let me see. Am I missing anybody else? I think I got everybody, man. Like I said, I appreciate you folks. Tonight has been a fun and a crazy one. I hope you've enjoyed the little build so far. I think that turned out really well, but we'll see. It's so amazing. But I appreciate you folks very much. I cannot say that enough. I mean, again, you all make the days fun. We have a good time. I never thought that this would be as much fun as it is. So I'm going to let you go. We will see you. And keep your eye out for more crazy, because there's a lot of it out there. Thanks.